Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and we are looking the coffee shop sales project. And in the first part of this video, we have already seen how we fired different SQL queries, that is in MySQL database, with respect to the different business requirement which we had. So now by using the same requirements, we are going to see in this part the entire Power BI dashboard. So if you haven't watched the first video or the first part of this video, that is okay. And if you don't want to do that queries and fire those queries in MySQL database, you can directly do this particular dashboard in Power BI itself. There is no relevance in whatever we are going to do in the previous video. I mean to say, those who have already watched, obviously there will be some, connections. But those who want to only do it in Power BI, they can just watch this also video. Okay, I mean to say just this video they can watch. All right, so in front of your screen, guys, you can see this is the final product which we are going to build in Power BI software, and you can see this is a advanced dashboard, I can say, and which is again an interactive dashboard. We are going to see everything. So at the top, I've already provided you the overview, but I will again tell you what we are going to do quickly. I will not waste much time on this. So at the top, you can see we are going to design these KPIs, and there are some sub KPIs also available. So we are going to design these header KPIs. Then we have sub KPIs which indicates whether the sales are going up or down with respect to last year. Then we have total orders and similar values we are going to find out here. That is what is the month on month difference, that is with respect to prior month and current month. And when I say current month is nothing but the month which we are selecting here in the terms of filters. Okay, so whatever month we select in filter, that will be our current month or a selected month, and the last month is nothing but the prior month from this particular selected month, right? So in this way, we are going to make use of this particular dashboard, and then we are going to solve this particular entire, we can say, dashboard in this particular software. Right, and on the left hand side, you can see in this vertical panel, you have a calendar chart over here, and you can see a beautiful tooltip has been created which gives us the multiple informations, right? So a single chart will give you the more informations because one or I can say three or four insights it will give us. So here you can say with respect to which particular color you can see what particular I can say that particular day is having the sales. So the days with higher sales, higher quantities are shaded with brighter color, and those with lower sales are shaded with you can say dull colors, right? So easily it will be highlighted for us. And similarly, when you hover over your mouse on any of the day, you will get the sales quantity and order, and as well as the uh, that is that day's sales of that particular month, and same day sales of a previous month. You will get to compare those particular sales as well. Getting or not? So in this way, you are solving all this particular, whatever we are going to design in this particular dashboard. So before moving ahead into the video, let us talk about Power BI tool. So we all know that Power BI is the most important and trending tool right now in this data analyst industry, right? And when we speak about Power BI, we all know that there is one exam called as PL 300, which will be very good for you if you crack this exam and add it into your resume. So for the same, I'm going to talk about Power BI certifications course, which is available right now on Odin School. So in this particular certification course, Odin School will help you to crack PL 300 exam, and they will only not help you crack, but they will also teach you entire course in this, and they will help you learn different functionalities of Power BI. So this course is for students, professionals, or who are freshers and who are trying to enter in this particular data analyst industry with learning Power BI. So anybody can take this particular Power BI certification course. So if you want to know what is the exact learning modules in this entire course, you can see in front of your screen. They will help you in introduction to PL 300 exam. They will help you in data preparation, cleaning, transforming and loading the data modeling, the most important tax calculations also they will help you in this, creating the reports and dashboards, maintaining all these deliverables, and they will also create and help you in uh, these exams as well, right? So if you want to learn more about the syllabus, you can just click on this download brochure and you can read entire things what you will be getting in this entire course. So by doing this particular entire PAL 300 certification course, you will be said that you are a Power BI master, and you will get shortlisted in. So there are two modes by which you can attend this training. So first one is in person, that is nothing but classroom training. So for that, you have to visit their office, and that is located in Hyderabad. And the second option is live online training program. That is nothing but a virtual training you will be provided. So for both of them, the schedule is different. So if you are going to attend for classroom training, it is on 29th, 30th, and 6th and 7th July. So this is a 4 days training program actually. And if you are doing it virtually, so the 4 days are 25th and 26th of May, and 1st and 2nd of June, right? So and the timing, if you see, it is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is entire day you will be provided the training, and then you will be taught the concepts of PL300 regarding Power BI. So the course fee for in-person and virtual training you can see in front of your screen. So if you are doing it in person, so the training will be mostly on Saturday and Sunday, and the course fee for it is 35,000 plus GST. And if you are doing it virtually, that is online, the course fee is 28,000 plus GST. And the most important thing of both these particular modes, that you will get 100% money back guarantee if you are not able to crack this PL300 certification exam. So this is a great opportunity. The link of this particular training program is available in the description box and also pinned in the comment section. You can just click on that, and you can click on inquire now. You can read all the syllabus, all the details of this training program, and then you can click on book now or buy now, and you can just confirm your seat. And this is a great opportunity, guys, because you are getting 100% money back guarantee, and you will also learn different concepts of PL300, and also will be able to crack this PL300 examination. All right, so now let's move ahead with our video. Similar way we are going to do it for weekdays and weekend. So this is again a customized chart. We don't have these columns. We are going to fire a DAX for this. If you want to see what DAX we are going to see here, so we are going to we are going to fire different DAX over here. So you can see this DAX at the top. I will just highlight it. Then you can see this particular DAX. These are advanced DAX which you are going to fire here. Then you can also see this particular DAX. Let me show you this DAX also. This particular DAX, these types of DAX we are going to use over here. Similarly, there are multiple DAX which we are going to see in this particular project. We are going to see a date table, and in date table, not a single column, but you can see seven to, or we can say 8 to 9 columns we are going to build a proper table. Then we are going to do a data modeling, and then we are also going to check the data quality. So entire things we are going to do here. You can see the next chart we have here is sales trend over the period, and here in this it itself gives you 3 to 4 insights, because for that particular month it gives us the average value. So whichever days are above and below average are highlighted with different colors. If it is above, those are highlighted. And similarly, you can see these are the bar charts over here, the horizontal bar charts. Those are customized chart. Those are not a simple bar chart. You can see two informations are provided here: the sales value as well as the increase, month on month increase, if they are going up or down. Here also it is giving us the multiple values over here again. And here you can see one more heat map is there, which represents by days and hours. Okay, so that is from Monday to Sunday and from daily hours, right? So if the coffee shop is opening from 6 a.m. to, you can say, it is working till 10 p.m., then how the entire sales of with respect to different hours and different days it is performing. So out of all of this, there will be different insights generated taken from this particular dashboard. And obviously, we just don't have this. We are having different filters for different months. You can see by using different month wise, we are going to visualize this dashboard. Similarly, there will be action filters. When you click on weekdays, you can see the entire dashboard will be. If you click on weekdays only, you will only see the weekdays over here. So you can see the weekends are being vanished from here. If you want to just see weekends, then you can just click and you will get only information of weekends, right? So in this way we are going to design everything so that it is completely dynamic. Similarly, if you want to see anything with store location, let's say you want to look for a Hell's Kitchen, so you can see how Hell's Kitchen is performing. Entire thing will be provided over here. Similarly, if you want to see for Astoria location, you can see that. Similarly, if you want to see for coffee product category, you can see how it is performing for entire year, not entire year, for that entire month, you can say that, right? Similarly, you can see for that particular product type also, right? So how is it performing? If you want to see for tea, and in that tea, which are the top products, you can see here, right? So likewise, you will be able to slice and dice the dashboards by using different you can see user filters, interactive filters, action filters, and you can generate different insights from there, and you can provide it to the business. So this dashboard, you can see it is looking very much intuitive. The color combinations which we are used, it is very much similar to coffee color I have used. So it might be something, my guess, I have used this color. If you want, you can use different colors as per as your choice. Okay. So I thought it should be given a coffee color. So I thought this would be the coffee color. So don't judge me by the colors which I've used. But you can learn something from this. You will be learning different functionalities, different custom charts, different, how the real time world what we build now, that we are going to see. Okay, so this actually we do in real time industries also, and you will learn so many customizations in this particular project, right? So don't miss any single step. You will lose your connections if you are just moving it forward. So we will go through entire process from step by step, every step, each and everything. I will explain you why we are doing it and how we are doing it. So just be with it, and then we will move ahead. So first thing, what we will be doing is, I will give you the data walkthrough again. So if you have watched the first part, you can skip this part. But those who are only looking for Power BI dashboard, I will just give you and walk through of this particular project, that what we are going to actually, or we can say the data which we are going to use in this project, and what's the volume and size of the data. That everything we are going to see here. All right. So now, very important, guys. My channel name is Data Tutorials, right? But many people watch my videos, they like the videos, they understand, they learn from the videos. You can see they just come, watch, and they go. So you can see 82%, or we can say 83% people, they do not subscribe my channel. See, guys, it is free for you, but it will help me a lot. It will keep me motivated to create such type of video. Getting or not? So I request you to please go ahead and subscribe the channel. Like this video. Once you like this video, it will increase the reach of this video, and it will help many people who are working or who are learning data analyst, and trying to build some portfolio projects, right? So just go ahead, subscribe the channel, like this particular video, turn on the notification bell, and share this as much as you can. And if you are liking, if we are learning this something from this video, go ahead and just drop a comment. If you find something is wrong, just go ahead and correct me. If it is there, drop a comment for that as well. If something is, if you want me to change my way of explaining things, or if you want any particular project to be done, just go ahead and comment it, right? So this, then next we will move ahead. Okay, so you can also follow me on different social medias, right? So I am there on LinkedIn also, I'm there on Facebook. I am also available on Instagram and YouTube already. You can see this video is on YouTube itself, and soon I'm going to start a Telegram channel where I will be posting different job opportunities, different interview questions, different materials, different quick notes, cheat sheets, and all over there. So I will drop all of these links in the description box. You can just go ahead, you can visit those, and you will be, I'm sure it will be very fruitful if you follow all of this social, because I upload so many contents over there as well, not only on YouTube. There also I will be uploading so many contents regarding jobs and regarding different documents as well, right? So now let's move ahead, and we will see the different problem statements which are provided us by our client, and we will see one by one all of those. So at initial level, we are asked to find out KPIs, and KPI is nothing but key performance indicator, which gives the summary of the business, or at higher level how the business is performing. That is been calculated by these KPIs. So first thing we have to find out is total sales analysis, and in that we have to find out three metrics. First is we have to find out the total sales for respective month. So when we say respective month, why we are using a respective month word over here? Because the slicer which we have applied, which I shown you in the overview of the dashboard, it will be with respect to month. Okay, so we want to see monthly data: March, April, May, June, likewise. And it is a single select. At a time, we can only see 1 month data, right? Similarly, it is asking, or they are asking us to determine month on month increase or decrease in the sales, right? So this is important to understand. So whichever month we are selecting in the slicer, let's say we are selecting May month. So last month will be, which will be the last month for us. Before May it will be April. So with respect to May and April, we have to find out the month on month increase, right? And similarly, we have to find out the difference in sales between the selected month and the previous month of this selected month, right? So if it is if it is February, we will be using it as January as a last month, and if it is January 2023, the last month will be December 2022. Likewise, okay. So it is a cycle and in a rotation basis. Similarly, as with respect to total sales, we are also going to do it for total order, right? So we have to find the total orders which are there in our data. And similarly, these three, we can say, we have to find out these three metrics again. And apart from this, one more metric which we are going to find out is a sparkline, which I have not mentioned in this particular problem statement. So we will plot up sparkline in our dashboard. That also is also important, right? And the third quantity which we are going to find out is total quantities sold metric analysis, right? So the third metric which is going to will be the total quantity sold in that entire month. Then similarly, for this also, these three quantities will be important. That is total quantity, the month on month increase, and the difference between the total quantity of the selected month and the previous month, right? So these are the KPI requirements. This explains us how at a higher level the business is performing. Your client will come, he will just see these KPIs and he will see if there is a positive increase, and if it is with respect to what he have targeted. Let's see, he is targeting 20% with respect to last month. Then if he sees plus 20, then he will be very happy, and he will not see any other entire internal charts as well, right? So KPI gives us at higher level, we can say, visualization or insights. Similarly, second we have is the charts requirement. Now when I speak about charts requirement, why we do this is, we get an analysis with respect to KPI at higher level. But when we want to deep dive in the data at that particular, we can say, location or that particular product, how actually it is performing, that is only done by charts, right? I mean to say, it is giving us the information at more granular level. Getting or not? So this is also important. Charts analysis is very important, and in that we are going to analyze different charts, and from each chart a different insight will be generated, and based on that different decisions will be taken. And first one which we have to find out is calendar heat map. Okay, so in that what we have to do is, we have to implement a heat map that dynamically adjusts based on selected month, right? So as I shown you after operating our filter, once we are using any month slicer, with respect to that particular calendar of that month will be shown to us, right? Then each day of calendar will be color coded. It is nothing but, heat map is nothing but, it should be color coded based on the sales volume. Nothing but, if there are higher sales, it will should be given in darker shades, indicating that there are higher sales, right? Similarly, vice versa for if there are less sales in that particular day, right? And we have to add a tooltip for those particular days which was showing sales orders and quantity whenever we hover over any our mouse on that specific day, right? So in one single chart there are three multiple insights will be generated, right? Similarly, in second you can see sales analysis by weekdays and weekends, right? So this provision we are going to make by using different tax calculations. And what we are analyzing over here, that is, client is want to see that what are weekdays performance and what is weekend performance, right? So he want to see variations of all of these, and he want to see different sales pattern on different days, right? Then third one he want to see is sales analysis by store location, right? So what he is going to analyze here is, there are different stores available for coffee shop. So there are three stores I can see, and how they are performing with respect to each other, as well as how they are performing month on month basis, right? Which store is giving better performance from last month in current month. Likewise, we have to identify different trends, and different insights can be generated. So keep in mind that in single chart, 3 to 4 insights are being generated, right? So it is giving us at high level of information, right? Single chart will be giving us a high level of information, right? So this is first three. Next we have is daily sales analysis with average line, right? So which I told you, we have to show a column chart which will be giving us the daily sales. We will add an average line over there that gives us the average sales of entire month, and whichever days are above average will be colored differently and below average will be colored differently. That is nothing but we want to find out the pattern, like which are exceeding and which are they are doing exceptionally low. Those days we have to find out, right? Then next we have to find out the sales analysis by product category. So in this we will do, for different product categories we will do sales analysis, performance and all those things. Then the top 10 products by sales. If there are many products, 20, 30 products are there, but out of them which is the best top 10 selling products, right? So those 10 will be more focused, they will be more marketed and more revenue will be generated from those, right? So this will be the top 10 products. And then we will do the sales analysis by days and hours, right? Again, we will be creating a heat map for this to find out the different sales patterns, I can say, on different days and at different hours, right? And we will again implement a tooltip on this for us to show different sales orders and quantity, right? So this is an entire, I can say, high level problem statement which we have received from our client. So now we will quickly go through our data walkthrough. So I have my file already downloaded. So this file you can download from the link available in the description of this video. Just go ahead and download this file, and you can see this file is an XLSX file, that is nothing but Excel file. So I saw that many of you are facing issues while downloading the CSV file which I have created. So I will explain you how to create a CSV file in your system itself. So we will be using this copy of sales file, which is an Excel file. So you have to download this Excel file first, and I will just open it now, and I will give you the quickly how the data looks like, what are the different fields available, and what is the volume of the data, right? So let's check first what are the number of rows we are having. So I will just select this entire column, and at the bottom right corner you can see the count of data is 149117. So you will it is counting header as well. So we will delete one header, and or we will minus one header row. So the count will be 149116 exactly. That is nothing but it is almost I can say 150,000 rows are there, the data which we have. So first you can see the number of columns which we are having are total 11 columns we are having. Rows are 149116, that is approximately 150,000 rows are there. And when you see here the dates which we are having is for 2023, and we are having the data for 6 months, right? So the sales data which we are having for us to analyze is for 6 months. The first column you can see it is transaction ID, and you can see it's just a number given on this particular ID, and you can see it is a unique number given on each and every row. So we can say that the ID column which we are having over here is a primary key for this particular database, right? So it should be not null and it should be unique on each and every row, right? You can see, you can check if there are duplicates. You won't find any duplicates in this particular ID column, right? So this is a transaction ID which we are having. Then we have transaction date over here. So it is nothing but on this particular date, what coffee was sold, how much was the price for it, what was the product category, what was the product detail and exact all of things, right? So this is the date column which we are having. And remember that for each and every row, it gives us an order, right? It is nothing but each row represents an order for us, right? So let's say I'm going and buying any coffee, so it will be an order for me, right? So this is and transaction date. Then we have transaction time. It is nothing but at what time that particular coffee or that order has been placed, right? So we are doing it at high level. I can say not at high level, at microscopic level. Everything, all the time, hours, minutes, everything has been noted over here. Getting or not? So you can see it is a 24-hour clock hours basis we have noted, right? Then we have transaction quantity. So for that particular order, how many quantity were purchased, right? Then we have store ID. So what is the ID of that particular store? Then location of the store, in which location that store has been mentioned or it is located. So from where we are purchasing that particular coffee and recording the data. Then we have product ID as well. Similarly, we have unit price. Okay. So for 1 unit, what is the price? So it will be in dollars. Okay. And so you can see we have unit price and we have quantity. So you know how to find out the sales. We will multiply unit price with total quantities. So we will get and total, we can say sales of that particular, we can say that particular record. Getting a note. So the same logic we are going to use for total sales in our data. Then we have product category. So which from which category that particular order has been placed, whether coffee, tea, chocolate, bakery products, or something different, drinking chocolate and all of this, right? Then what was the product type? Category is there. In that category, what was the product type, right? Whether it was chai, tea, or whether it was a hot chocolate, or whether it was an espresso coffee and all those things, right? And then we have the product detail as well. So at very high level, or we can say from higher level to granular level, we are having this particular data. So always remember, in the real time, what happens is actually, guys, 70 to 80% of time is spent on learning the data, understanding the data, and cleaning the data itself, right? Power BI part is just 25 to 30% only, because if your data is cleaned, you are good to go and do it in do those analysis in Power BI, right? So before moving ahead into our project, I would like to introduce you to my website, and this is available on TopMate, where I give different offerings. So in that one is, you can reach out to me personally for one-to-one call for career guidance in data analyst, or you can reach out to me for interview preparation tips in both Power BI and Tableau. And also you can reach out to me for one-on-one mentorship or mock interview as well. And mock interview both in Power BI and Tableau, I will be able to help you in all of this. And in this particular mock interview, I will take your interview as well, and I will give you the feedback also, what you should improve and how was your interview with me. Getting or not? And there is available options for recording as well. If you want to record, you can select the options, and you can just have an option where you will get the recording of this particular video as well. All right. And also I will provide some digital material as well. Here you can see the Power BI material is also available, which includes all these topics which you can see in front of your screen. And all these particular topics, those are already created by me and designed by myself. Okay. And all these notes are very much helpful. Let's say you have a Power BI interview 2 or 3 days later, and you want to do a revision of all whatever you have learned. So these are the go-to notes, and PPTs are available where you can just go through all of them. Interview questions are available of all rounds, like technical, non-technical, any non-technical, managerial rounds, client rounds, right? And also in technical, level 1, level 2, scenario based questions are also available. And I will also provide you the Power BI 2 to 3 projects also, right? With all the dashboard files I will provide, which you can add in your resume, right? The raw material, I will share with you the problem statement of that particular project as well, right? Similarly, you can find the same for Tableau, for SQL as well. And all this consolidated is also available in Data Analyst Complete material, where you will get to see all the data analyst tools which are available. And in this also, I will be providing you with all the handwritten notes, printed uh, PDF notes will be also available with all the important topics. And in this, the main important thing is I will provide you the roadmap. Okay. And the roadmap is designed with respect to current 2024 year, with the latest technical, we can say, techniques are added in that. And we can say what topics you should learn, that has been added. And for all those topics, I have mentioned the links of different courses, of YouTube videos, of Udemy, which are best for that particular topic. So you don't have to search and go around and look for those particular videos and which one to see, what to see. So these are handpicked by myself. So it will not, we can see, it will not waste your time in searching those. You can just have to click and you can just start learning those particular topics. And with this also, projects are also included in each tool. So you can just click, you can see, you can read everything whatever you need over here. And then if you find it helpful, you can go ahead and purchase it. And you can see, so last 3 months only I've started, and you can see more bookings I have got. And so I was the top rated in data for we can say 2023 year. All right. So similarly, right now 30% offer is going on only on data analyst material, and it is only valid up to 15th March 2024. Okay. And you can also read my different feedbacks also. You can read about me as well over here. Getting not? So at the end, I will add the link in the description box of this particular video. You can go ahead and visit. If you find it helpful, you can just go ahead and buy it. And also you can just click here, and all the description is mentioned. Whatever is available in this material, it is mentioned. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at this particular WhatsApp number. All right. So let's move ahead with our video. So we have seen the data walkthrough. Now we will take a new Power BI worksheet. So in front of your screen, you can see this is a new Power BI worksheet we are going to use. And in this, we are going to design everything. So I will just open the new worksheet. And now what we will do, we have already seen the data walkthrough. We will connect this particular Power BI to that particular data, right? So now to do that, we are going to make use of flat file connections only. We will be connecting it to our Excel sheet. So for that, what I will do, I will just click here. Okay, you can see whenever you open this Power BI worksheet, you will have an automatic options on in front of your screen, that is few data connectors, that is Excel connections, SQL Server connections. If you don't see this, you can go in get data. Okay, you can always go in get data, and then you will have an option go in all, and then you will have option in Excel workbook, or you can just type here Excel workbook, you can connect to it. So I'll just double click on this, and then I will just look at my file. So my file is available over here. So this file, you will be able to download this file. I've made available the link in the description box. You can just download that using that link, and you can use the same file. Okay, so I'll just click on open, and then it will take some time to make the connections, and it will show us the data in front of us. Okay, so we are going to make use of this transaction table. So just click on this, and you will see the data in front of your screen. So this is the data. So this is we can see this is a sample data which is there in front of your screen. You can see if everything has been imported correctly, brought into Power BI correctly. Check everything, each and every column. So you can see all the columns are being brought correctly. And now what we will do, we will just hit load button. But okay, so I'll just click on load button, and it will take some time. It will load all the rows which are available in the raw data, and it will bring us it into the Power BI, right? So once it is done, then you can see now we are right now in this particular report view. If you want to see the entire data which we have imported, you can just go in the table view, and here you can see in the table view, this is the complete data which we have in front of our screen. And at the bottom, you can see at the bottom left corner, you can see the number of rows which are been imported in Power BI. That is 149116. Okay, so these are the total number of rows. And when we seen the data walkthrough, these were the total number of rows which are there in Excel sheet. So make sure that all the data has been imported. If there is some change, or if there is change in the number of the rows which we have imported, then you will get some different results. We are doing something wrong. So make sure the data has been imported correctly and everything is brought into our Power BI, right? So now you can see this has been brought in Power BI, and the name of this table is transactions table. And when I drop down this, okay, so when I drop down this, these are the entire, we can say, the total fields which we have in our data. And few of you can see the data types is visible over here, that is summation signs is provided. So whichever fields are available with numbers, okay, so you can see proper integer numbers, whichever we can see for transaction ID, these are the numbers. So we can see for transaction ID a summation sign is present, so it is by default we will be getting an aggregation when we bring this particular field into visualization. So we have to control that with respect to different calculations, so that we will see in the next part of the video. So not to worry on that. So this is the first part. What we do is importing the data, right? So now the two main things which are very important in Power BI before starting building any visual, the first thing you have to do is data quality check. Okay, so now fortunately we have only one single file which we are going to work on. But what happens in real time, you will be dealing with multiple tables. Okay, so when you deal with multiple tables, huge amount of data in that also, like millions and trillions of rows you have to handle. You have to check the quality of data. So we either do this in Power BI, or it is already done by data engineers in SQL databases. but it is our task also that the data which we are going to analyze, it is in correct format, the data types are correct, as well as if there is no error in the data, all the rows, all the columns are populated correctly. So that is our task at the end which we have to check. And the second most important thing is we have to do the data modeling. Okay, and always remember guys, as I told you in the data walkthrough, 70 or 75 or 80% of time is spent in this particular process itself. That is, we have to check the quality of the data. If required, we have to do cleaning of the data. Simultaneously, after doing this, when we are dealing with multiple tables, we have to do data modeling. And remember that when data modeling is done, it is our task that the data modeling is done correctly, or it should be done correctly. If not, then it will give us the incorrect results in Power BI. Right. So Power BI is something whatever we drag in and build the visualization, it will show some numbers, it will build some charts to us. But it should it is our duty to make sure it is giving us the correct results. Getting or not? So make sure you are doing that correctly. The next thing which is important is that which schema we have to follow, which what how to identify fact tables, dimension tables, right? So I have created another video for this, which clears or which will help you learn all the concepts of data modeling. I will add the link of that particular video in the description box. You can just go ahead, see that 1 hour video, and you will learn everything, where I have taken a real-time example of 6 to 7 tables. And in that we are live creating that particular data model, and I will help you understand how to do that. Okay, and what care should be taken for doing that. All right, so this is about the things which we follow in Power BI, and the same things we are going to follow over here. So the first thing which we are going to do here is data quality check. So let's check if there is a requirement of any data cleaning in our data. We can say the data which we have brought in Power BI. So here you have an option to show the ribbons. Okay, so we can see all ribbons will be showing. That is nothing but the options will be visible for us. Then I will go in Home tab, and then here you have an option called Transform Data. So as soon as you click on this Transform Data, you can see in tooltip that you will be using a Power Query editor to connect this. So automatically this data which you see will be seen in Power Query. So you just have to click over here and a new window will be visible in front of you, and which takes you to Power Query, right? So for now, what I will do, I will go in view and I will just turn off these things. Okay, so this I will show you how to turn off or turn on and check those all these things, right? So now when you bring this particular in Power Query, at the left bottom corner, you can see it is showing us the sample of the data, right? And we will be seeing everything on that particular sample, which is, I think so, top 1000 rows we are going to see. All right. And at the right side, you can see applied steps. So whatever we are going to apply, make any changes in this data, everything will be visible over here. Getting or not? So now, fortunately, I don't think so any cleaning will be required over here, but still we will check what cleaning will be required. All right, and then we will do those particular cleaning as required. All right, so first thing we have transaction ID, then we have date, which is correct in date format. I will just click over here on this particular date. I will go in home button, and you can see when I drop down this, you can see there is no anything available, that is no blank value or no null value is available over here. Getting or not? So similar thing, you have to check it for all the columns, and I'm sure we will not see any null value for anything. Okay, so when you check the product category as well, if you just click here, and you can see there is no null values available, because we are only seeing it for a few thousand rows only, but I'm sure it is not available. But most of the data cleaning we do in SQL itself, and I have done some data cleaning in SQL. That is the part one of the video for this particular data. So you can see how we are doing and how we are changing the data types of this particular table, right? Or entire fields which we have here. So now next thing we have to do, the important check is we have to check the quality of the data. For that, I will go in View tab over here, and I will just turn on the column distribution, and I will turn on the column quality. Okay, so when you do this, you will have some information at the top of each header of this particular data. And so let's see, we will see it for first transaction ID. Okay, so when you see it for transaction ID, you have some information available over here, that is valid is 100%, error is 0%, empty is 0%. So what does this mean? That all the data which is available in this transaction ID field, it is 100% valid. there is no empty row available, no empty cell available in this particular entire column, which is good. And there is no error as well, right? So there is no any mistype. The error is nothing but we are typing mistakenly something. So let's say you type text in this, and but the data type of this is actually integer, so which is wrong, which will give you an error, which will throw you an error, right? So that's wrong. Similarly, this is important, it should be 100% valid. Similarly, in the next thing you can see over here is a column distribution, right? You can see what we are giving, or what message we are getting here is 1000 distinct and 1000 unique values. So as I told you in SQL and in raw data walkthrough as well, the transaction ID column which we have, it is actually a primary key for this table. So each and every row in this particular table, or for this, or not table, the for this particular column or this field, each and every row will have a unique value and non-null value. Okay, so that's the message we are getting. It is 100% or 1000 distinct values are there. Distinct means what? There is no repetitive value over there. And unique means what? Same thing, that there will be no null values, no errors are there, and all those things, right? So likewise, this is giving us an idea, and you can see all of the straight lines are available. That is nothing but it indicates it is a primary key, and from here only we identify which is primary key and all those things, right? So if you see similarly for transaction date, you see two distinct zero unique, and that is 100% is valid, no error, no empty values are there. And if you look over here, let's see, if you see in product category, so when you see the product category here also 100% valid is there, no error is available. But we see four distinct and zero unique value. Means what? Distinct means what? Four distinct values are there. That is coffee, tea, drinking, and whatever. But those are repeated again and again. Okay, and you will see more values are there, but this we are only seeing for first 1000 rows. Okay, because the data in Power Query which we are seeing right now, it is only for first 1000 rows, and that with respect to that only this column distribution has been created, right? So don't get confused that we have more than 7 to 8 product categories, but why only four are been shown? Because in first 1000 only four are been falling, and out of those four are those distinct and zero are unique. Means each and every row does not have a unique value, and that's the reason it is zero unique. And we have duplicate values in this particular entire field. That is, you can see coffee here, you can see coffee, you can see bakery over here, bakery over here. So those are repetitive, so it is not called as an primary key. Similarly here also you can see all those things, right? So I hope you have understood, and fortunately we do not have to do any data cleaning over here, but this is how we look it. And again, if you are confused, like I have not done any data cleaning in this, how will I learn all these particular things? So then don't worry guys, I have created a dedicated video for this also, that how data cleaning is done in Power BI in Power Query. I have taken one file and entire data cleaning process I have explained in that particular video. It is more than 1 hour of video, 70 minutes video is there. You can go ahead and watch it. I have added the link of that also in the description box, which will help you how data cleaning process has been done. All right. So now this is about data cleaning. Now what we will do, so we haven't done any data cleaning. So we will just go to home tab, and we don't require to do any data cleaning as well. So just go to home tab, and I will just hit close and apply. So as soon as you hit this particular button, you will go back to Power BI again. So I will just hit this particular button, and you can see you are back to Power BI. And whatever, if you do any changes, if you had to do any changes in Power Query for any cleaning, those will be automatically reflected over here. But we haven't done, so we don't have to do anything over here. Getting or not? Then you can see for time, we have here the data type which is visible for us, right? So it is by default taken some date, and with respect to that date we are having some timings over here. But if you see in our raw data, whichever we seen in the walkthrough, it is just the time value which we are going to see over here. That is nothing but our minutes and seconds we want to see that. So if you want to change the data type of this, just click on this. You have to go in column tables, click on this and go to column tables. Just click on this drop down, and you have multiple formats available in which format you want to show. So usually we want it in long date, because we have the same in data also, that is hour, minute, and seconds. So just click on this, and it will be converted into this particular long minutes, right? So this is just one data cleaning we did, which is the changing of the data type. So other than that, I don't think so anything is needed, right? So this was all about when we import our data into Power BI. So now after doing the quality check, what we will be doing, we will actually move ahead to the design of our report. And first what we have to do is we have to create a date table, or we also called it as a calendar table. So now why to do that? So I will just take you to our the created dashboard. And as per our problem statement or the business requirement which we got from our client, in front of your screen you can see we have to deal with only date functions, right? So 70% of here we have to deal with date functions. You can see this is on date, this is on date, all these are on date functions. Similarly the filter is on date, right? So date column is important, time column is important for us, which will be used mostly in this particular report. And when you have to find out this particular sub KPIs, you can see in front of your screen, that is nothing but when you have to find out the month on month, then month difference as well. So for those we have to find out the current month sales and last month sales. And for us current month is nothing but the filter which we, or the month which we have selected over here. So don't get confused with current month. So the terminology for this project in current month will be, or the selected month will be whatever we are selecting, and the previous month will be automatically 1 month back from that particular selected month. Getting or not? So when we have to deal with these particular calculations, the date functions and the time intelligence functions, it is always recommended to create a calendar table or a date table. And it is a separate table which we are going to design, which will help us to deal smoothly with the date calculations. As well as it is recommended by Microsoft as well that you should create a date table in your data model with whichever data you are working on. So whenever you will be working in real time also, you will always see that your team or your seniors will ask you to create a date table, or whichever pre-project design project which you will go ahead and see in your data company or in your real-time company also. You will see that they have already created a date table or a calendar table in their particular data model, and based on that only they have created all these particular visuals related to date functions, right? The same way we are going to do in our case also. So I will just go back to our sheet over here, and to create a date table, what we have to do is I will just go in home tab over here. So I will just go in home tab, and here you have an option called new table. So we are going to create an entire new table and few different columns in that. So I'll just click on this, and I'll just increase this thing, and you will see what DAX we are writing over here. So remember, you can give any name, either a date table or a calendar table. But for me, I usually use it as a date table. So for me, I will just write it as a date table. There are two, three ways you can, in one single DAX, you can create multiple tables. But for our case, many of us are beginners, so I will just create each column separately. As well as you can do this in Power Query also. You can write the M query, you can just create that particular date table over there also, right? So for here, I will be using a calendar function. So you have a calendar functions which takes two arguments, start date and end date. So this start date and end date, we can either hard code it, type a date directly in our data that is in this particular calendar function, or we can just bring it from the transactions table, that is a coffee shop sales table, which we already have. Now, how to bring it from there? Because we have a transaction date field in our data. So you can see in our raw data, you can see this is a transaction date field. So we will pick up the minimum date which is available over here and the maximum date. So pick the minimum date from data and the maximum date from the data. So once we have these two end dates, that is start and end date, all in between automatically will be populated. The same thing we are going to do here. So to take the start date, that is nothing but start date, we will use the minimum function because we want the minimum from our transaction date. That is nothing but from, one sec, we are going to make use of transaction date over here. So this is the column which we are going to make use of, transaction date, comma. So first I will close this bracket for minimum, comma. The second will be end date. So end date is nothing but the maximum of transaction date. That is nothing but maximum of transaction date we are going to make use of. Close this maximum bracket and close the entire bracket of this calendar function. So as soon as I hit enter, so whatever is there in between these two dates, those dates will be automatically populated for us. I will just hit enter. As soon as you do, you can see The minimum date for us is that is 1st of January 2023, and if you want to see the maximum you have to just scroll down, and at the end you can see 30th June is our last date. That is minimum and maximum date. So those are two extreme values, and all in between these dates are populated automatically. And you can notice that each and every row in this particular date field is taking a unique value. That is, each row will have a different date for us, right? So this is what our ultimate aim is to do, right? Next thing what we will do, we will extract month name from here, month numbers from here, because it is required for us when we do some calculations in in our actual project, right? So to do that, what we will do, we have to go in column tools, and you have an option over here called as new column. So in this particular table, we are going to create now new column. So just click on this new column, and what we want to create is we will give the name of this particular column as first month. Okay, we have to create the month over here. That is nothing but extract the month from this particular table, that is the date column which we created, and for that we are going to make use of format function. Okay, so format functions takes two values. So first is value is from which particular column we have to extract it. So we have to extract it from date itself. So I will just type date over here, scroll it up, and you can see at this particular column is over here, that is date table is the name of the table, and this in square brackets you can see the name of that field. Okay, that is date. So just select this comma, the second argument, in what format you want that particular date to be, that is month to be displayed in. Okay, so we just want first three letters to be displayed. If it is January, JAN, it should be displayed. So for that, in double inverted commas I will just type 3 times M. Okay, if you type 4 times M, you will get the full name. But we want only just 3 times, that is first three abbreviations. And I will just end this particular double inverted comma, end the bracket, and just hit end. As soon as you do, you can see for this particular date, that is 15th or the 28th of January, you will get January over here. For February, that is second, you will get February over. Similarly, for 5th, you will get May over here. So likewise, you have extracted the month. Now we want to extract the month number as well. That is, January is first month number, February is second, March is third. Likewise, the serial number of that particular month in with respect to that name of that particular month, right? So again, we will create a new column over here, and I will name it as month number. Okay, so this will be month number for us, and I will just write a function for this as month. Okay, directly when we use a month function, this will by default give us the integer value or the number of that particular month. So from what we have to, if you see, it is only taking one argument, that is date. So which date field we have to use here? This is the date field, that is date, name of that field is date itself. So date, and you can just scroll it up, and you can see this particular, that is the name of this particular date, this, and close the bracket, hit enter. And as soon as you can see January falls in the first number of this month, March is third, February is two. Likewise, you can see June is six, right? So these are only three or two columns we have created right now in this date table. But going forward, we have to add more. But I will not add it right now. I will just do it when we are doing our designing of the charts there itself, and then itself we will do all those particular things, right? So now go back to our before going back to our report view, we have created this data model, right? Or we did this particular date table. The next step is to create data modeling, which is the most important step, because right now this particular two tables, we have these two tables in our Power BI, but they are not interconnected to each other, so that we have to drag the results from one table another table. That is, when you drag the results from both the table in visualization, they should correlate with each other, do some calculations based on that, and then it should show us the visualization or the numbers in the visualization. To do that, we have to do data modeling, nothing but to make some relationship in between these two tables. So for that, you can just click over here, that is model view, just click over here, and you can see these two tables are available over here. So I will just drag and bring them over here, and now we have to connect these two tables. Now how can we connect this? The only field available over here for us is date, right? And in this date table we have a date field, and in transaction we have a transaction date field. So this two will be our connectors for this particular joining of this condition. And we already know that this particular date table, or in this date table, the date field which we created, it has unique values on each and every row. And when you just, how to connect it now, how to join these two particular, just click over this and just drag this. Okay, when I'm just moving my cursor, you can see the field name has been dragged, grayed out, and I will just drag it on this particular transaction date. So just keep it here and release it, and you can see a relationship has been now created. And when I hover over my mouse on this, you can see you will see the two fields in between which the relationship has been created. And right now here you can see you have an written over here something called one and star. So what does that mean is it is one to many relationship, right? Why one? Because here we can see in this particular date column, in this particular table for this data column, you have unique values on each and every row. So when each and every row have a unique value, non-null value, it is called as a primary key. So that's the reason one is mentioned over here. And when you see star over here, star means what? Many. So many means what? Each date in this particular transaction date field is repeated multiple times. So if you see in your raw data, you can see 1 January 2023 is repeated multiple times in this entire date column. Getting or not? So it is multiple times available over here. So it is called as star. When you see one to one, then both are having primary keys. It is always recommended to create one to many relationships in between two tables. It is always recommended to avoid many to many relationships. That is here also many and here also many, which is creating multiple duplicates in the data, which will unnecessarily create the redundancy in the data. That is nothing but increase the size of the table, increase the number of volume of the table, and which will also give you the incorrect results, right? So it is recommended to avoid that particular joins. So this I've already explained in data cleaning video, which I had already told you. It is available in my description box, right? So now we have created our data model. Now we are good to start our design. So for that, I will go back to our report view. Now I will just click on report view, and in this particular window and canvas, we are going to design entire dashboard over here with our with respect to our business requirements. Okay. So now before moving ahead to solve our business requirements or problem statement, first we will set up our entire page and we will use the color combinations and all other things. And then we will start using or designing our dashboard, right? So for that, what I will do, you have to click anywhere and then you have in this option called format your report page. So just come to here and I will add an canvas background. So just click here and you have an option here to browse it. So I will just click on browse and I will find it that particular background here. So this is the background which you are going to use. So this background also I will add in the link which is available in the description box. So from there you can download it. So I'll just click on open, and right now you can see it is not visible over here. So the reason being is you can see here the transparency now is 100%. And as you reduce the transparency to 0%, you can see the image is visible for you. All right. So now next we are going to do our canvas settings again, and in this you can see in the canvas settings you have an option here called the type. That is nothing but what should be the pixel size of this particular entire report, and that we are going to change. So instead of using this type, you have an option when you drop down here called custom. So I'll just click on custom, and here you can now specify the height and width of this particular canvas. So what I will do, I will just double click over here, and the height for me I will be using as 850. Okay, 850, and the width we will be using is 1400. Okay, so this will be the width and height which we will be using to design this report. Then next I will just use the middle alignment. Okay, and then you can just go to canvas again over here, and you have an again option here. Let's see, one second. So here you can see the image fit is there normal. So instead of normal, what I will do, I will just click on fit. Okay. So it means what, in entire canvas for this particular pixel size, that image will be adjusted in inside this particular the background which we have chosen. So now here what you can see is we have used a coffee beans wallpaper over here. You can use any other color combinations which you can use whatever you want. So just the process is important, the DAX functions and the business solving is important, the requirement solving is important, and the DAX behind that, right? So now Next thing, you can see in our the created dashboard, I will show you. You can see I have created some placeholders and some color combinations here as well. So first we will bring those into our visualization. So for that, what I will do, I will just go in insert, and from here you have an option called shapes, and I will choose a rectangle first. So I will just click on this, and you can see it has been visible over here, and these particular pages are also open. So I will just close the filter. You can see it's been hidden over here, and I will just take it at this particular form, right? Now what I will do, I will just specify the height for this. So just go in general, select this shape first, and then go in general, then go in properties, and now here I will be choosing my height as 200. Okay, just choose a height as 200, and I will extend it from end to end. Okay, so from this end to this end, this will be my title holder, I can say. Now next thing what we have to do here is I will give the color of to this, right? So I will just specify the color for this. So select this particular thing, then go to style, okay, and you have an option here called color. So I'll just click here, and I will just click more color, and I will write the color code which I'm going to use. So I'll just delete this. The color combination or color code which I will be using is hash 36003E. Okay, and just hit enter. So this is the color code which we are going to use, that is a slightly purple color. So again select this, go to shape, go to style, and here I will turn off the borders. Okay, I don't want to mention or allow us to see the border of this, right? Then the next one, you can see this vertical, we can say vertical placeholder on the left side. We are going to build this. So for that, I will just choose a shape from here. Just go here, and this time we will be using a rounded rectangle. So just select this. Now keep this selected, go to general, and here we will choose the height and width for this. So for me, the height for this will be 785. So I will just choose the height as 785, and the width for this particular will be 325. Okay, so the width for this will be 325. All right, so this will be the height and width for me. All right, so something is wrong with our height, so let's check it again. So I will just select the shape again, just go to general, go to properties, and okay, the height should be 785. Okay, so I'll just type it 785. One second. Okay, so I'll just take it up little bit. So it is not allowing us to take the 785 height, because at the bottom in this particular direction the height has been increasing, and once it is touched the border of this, it is not allowing us to increase the height. So take it a bit up, and now I will type it as 785. So as soon as you do, you can see in vertical way the height has been increased, and I will just take it and drag it at the end of this particular. Now we will do some few modification here as well. So just go in shape, and here you can see the rounded rectangle. I will just choose it to 5%. Okay, or we will just make it as 10%. All right, so this will be our rounded rectangle. The same we have used this over here. Just let's check it quickly. Okay, so it's a bit more, so I will just reduce it more. So shape, and I will just reduce it to 7% is fine, I guess. Okay, so 7%. Now we'll just take it a bit over here on the right side. So we will just keep a bit space in this particular as we have kept it over here, right? So just come over here, and here you can see some space we have left. Okay, all right. Now next thing what we will do, I will just give the colors to this. So just select this. First go to style, turn off the border. We don't want the border for this. And the color combinations which we are going to use for this is just go to more colors. And here I'll just write the color code which we are using. It will be hash 402B1E. Okay, so somewhat coffee color, I can say. For me, I have chosen this will be the coffee color for me. So the same thing you can also use, all right, or you can use something different also, doesn't matter. All right, then the next thing we have to add this placeholder, right? So that is the horizontal placeholder for this particular KPIs. So what I will do, I'll just control C, and I will just paste it. Okay, so we will use the same thing. And now here for this, the height we will choose it as, just go to properties, and height we have to just change it to 165. Okay, so this will be the height for me, and now I will extend it, or just choose the width as 1020. Okay, so this will be the height and this will be the width. Perfect. Okay, so you can see this is the height and this is the width. So we'll just get this width over here. Now it looks fine. Perfect. All right. So now this will be our placeholders for the charts. Similarly, the other these two placeholders we will design it later. So, but for now, these two are important for us. And now I will just add the title of our dashboard first. So for that, just go in insert, and here you have an option called insert textbook. So just click on this, and I will just write the title for this our dashboard as coffee. So it should be capital coffee shop sales. Okay, so this is coffee shop sales. I will just reduce it vertically. Will also reduce it horizontally. Okay, now select this entire text which we have wrote, and we will choose the we can say the font as CGO bold, and I will choose the font size as 24. Okay, so this will be our font size. I will just increase it likewise now and increase it vertically. Now select this particular entire text, then you just go to effects and here turn off the background. Now you can see everything. You are just, I mean to say, for black background, you will just change the text. So just select this entire thing, go to colors here and just choose it as white. Okay. So this will be our coffee shop sales title. Okay. And we will just try to place it over here in center. Okay. All right, so here you can see, and at the end we will add the top over here. You can add the any symbol whichever you want, that I will add later. So this is our coffee shop sales title, and now next thing what we will do, as per our requirements, we will start building our dashboard, right? So if you see the requirements over here, the problem statement which we have, so initially we have to build the KPIs requirements. So KPI is nothing but key performance indicators. And why we build this is this particular metrics which we are going to build as an KPIs, those gives the summary of how overall business is running. I mean to say at higher level, okay, if you want to see at higher level, just by looking those numbers, you will come to know that how your overall the business is running, whether it is profitable or whether it is not, right? And that's the metrics which are at higher granularity. We have to build those, right? And so, and charts are nothing but whichever charts we build, we deep dive in our data, we go to the lowest granularity in the data, and we try to find out some insights from those, so we can take some decisions based on that, right? So the same thing we will be doing in charts, but first we have KPIs requirement, and in that you have to find out total sales, right? And in this total sales you have to find out three metrics. So first metric which you have to find out is calculate the total sales for each respective month. Okay, so now first we have to find out the total sales. Now to calculate the total sales, so I will just open this, that is I will just drop down this particular entire or collapse this transactions table over here. And now what we will do, we have to find out the total sales. But if you see in this particular entire field list, we do not have total sales or sales field available for us, that we can directly take and drop it over here and then we can find it or use it as an visual, getting on, or to find out that particular KPI metrics. So what we have to do here is first we have to find out the sales, right? And if you go into data, when I go into table view and when I click on this particular transaction table over here, you cannot see the sales table, or we can say sales field over here, but we can derive it. Why? Or I mean to say how you can derive it. You have two particular fields already available, that is unit price, okay, and second is what, your transaction quantity, right? So unit price and transaction quantities, out of these two we can create a one more column over here which will be called as sales. And you can see unit price is nothing but for one unit, okay, or we can say for one quantity it is a unit price, okay, so that is one piece is sold for, or one coffee is sold for how many. So in that same way what we can do is, if you want to see for let's say I will just drop it here. Okay, if you want to see for two coffees, right? So sales for two coffees, what unit price multiply by transaction quantity, and that's what we want, right? The same thing we want. So for that what we will do, we will create a new column over here. So first we have to create a new column. So here you have an option called new column, just click on this, okay, and I will name that particular column as sales. Okay, so we'll name it as sales, and it is nothing but the product of unit price into transaction quantity. So I'll just multiply it, that is unit price, and multiplied by what? Quantity. That is transaction quantity. You have this field. Okay. Then you just have to hit enter. Okay. As soon as you do, you will get the multiplication of this. That is 3 into 1 will be 1 only. But if you scroll it down and let's see for other quantities. So you can see 2 into 3, you will get over 6 here, right? Similarly, if you scroll down, you will find some other quantities also. Let's see for 4. Okay, I'll just click on OK. So when you click or when you multiply 4.5 into 4, you will get the 17 value. So you can cross check this. So in this way, we will find out the sales, and now by using this sales we are going to calculate the total sales. So I will just go back to our report view. So now you can see here, we have calculated a new DAX over here to derive a new column or to find a new column. And you can see the symbol is what? You have a summation over here, and here you can see a tabular symbol. So that it means that we have derived this as an calculated column. Okay, so for DAX, the different you can say the quantity we follow, or we can say different symbol will be there, right? So we will see how it looks like and how those can be distinguished. Now we have to find out total sales. So for that, I will just right click over here and I will click on new measure. Okay, so now we are writing a DAX calculation that is nothing but aggregated. So whenever we have to aggregate the data, we write it as a new measure. And whenever we are doing a row by row calculations, that is each row is multiplied with another row, and then we are creating a entirely new row with those multiplication. For that, we have to create a calculated column. Okay, but a new measure, or we can say a new measure works, or the new DAX measure works in such a way that whenever we are doing any aggregations, right? So we are grouping the number of rows with respect to any dimensions, and then we are finding out any value by aggregation. That time we have to use a measure, right? So for that, I will just click on new measure and I will just increase the size so it will be visible for you, and I will name that measure as total sales. So now this is nothing but total sales, right? And it is nothing but sum of the sales column which we created. That is sum of the sales column. That is the new column which we created, and I will just hit the check button. All right. As soon as you do, you can see here a new field or a new measure has been created, and here you can see a calculator symbol is there. So if any field have a calculator symbol before that, it is a DAX measure, and it is a measure, right? And here this is a column, right? So you should know how to identify those, right? So now we have to bring that field into our visualization. So for that, what I will do, I will use a new card visual. So just click on new card visual and I'll just reduce the size of that, right? And just bring it over here. So this is the new card visual we are going to use, and I'll just take sales and I will add it into data. Okay. As soon as you do, you can see you are looking at the total sales quantity over here, right? But the requirement for us is that for each respective month, right? So we have to see that particular value for a month level, not at total level. So whatever value we are looking, it is considering all the months which are there in the data. That is, we have 6 months data. So from January to June, it is aggregating all the months and then it is giving us the value. But we want the value for each respective month, whichever we are selecting through that filter. So what we have to do, first we will add a slicer for that. So I'll just click on slicer. You can see here slicer is available. I'll just click on that and I will just reduce the size. Okay. And I will try to place it over here. And in that slicer, you can see we want with respect to month. So I'll just click on this particular month over here. As soon as you do, you can see different months are available over here. So let's say now you want to find it for January. So when I click on January, you can see you will get the values for January. When you uncheck this, it will be selected all, right? So when you click on May, you will get the May value. But what we want is this particular slicer which we are using it over here. It should be a single select slicer. Means what? A user cannot select the multiple months over here, right? So for that, what we can do is just select this slicer. Okay. Then go to this particular format visual, go to slicer settings, and here instead of vertical list, we are going to use a drop down, nothing but in this way you can see this particular list. And here you can see a selection. In that we will be using single select. Okay, just use a single select. Now you can only select one, right? Now you can just select one. Initially you could have selected multiple. You have to just press the control button and you can select those checkbox. But here, if you press control also, still you can only select one value, right? And now we'll reduce this. So just select this and we will reduce it, right? And now you can see we are having those values for respective month, right? But one thing you might have noticed here, that the filter which we are using in the this particular dashboard, here you can see we have the name of that particular month and then we have the year in front of that. And why we are doing this is because whenever a new month will be added in this particular data, it will not overlap, right? So if you are using the same filter, then what happens, let's say you completed this entire 2023 year, you go in 2024, right? So you will get January to December, then the new months, but with new year. But if you are using only months over here, when you click on January, it will give us the value of January, it will give us, but year it will be considering both 2023 and 2024. So that we don't want. So we right now we don't have the data in our this particular raw data which we are using, but in future, whenever you add more data, so you have to think in that way also. So when we add more data, it should be with respect to, so whenever you are selecting January month, it should be for selective year only. So if you want to see for 2024, it should be available in this list, that January 2024. So that is nothing but we have to create one more calculations for that, and that we have to do it in date table, right? So that we will get a month and in front of that you will get a year. So what I will do, I will just go to table view over here again and click on our date table. So you will get a date table over here and we will create a new column over here, right? So I will just write a new column which names, which I will use it as month, year, right? That is month and year we will be specifying. And for that, we will be using a DAX function as format. Which value out of this particular date table we have to derive it. So I will be using a date, and you can see this is the date table we are going to make use of, comma, and what format you want to be display. So first what I want, I will just write in double inverted commas. I want month. Okay, so the first three letters of month, so 3 times M, and the year. So what I will type, YYYY, that is entire year we want, right? So month and year, and then I will close this bracket and I will hit enter. So as soon as you do, you can see you are getting the name of that particular month, that is in 3 letters, January, and year which has been extracted from here, this particular date, because we have used that date. It will give us that particular value. Getting? So now the same we will be using in our report view. So just click here. We will delete this, and instead of this, we will be using month year, right? And now you can see we are having a value proper over here. But here also, if you could see here, the April month is coming at top and May is coming at last. But if you see our the filter, how it works, it works in such a way that, or the months should be displayed in from January, February, March, April. Likewise, it should be in serial, right? So we should not get confused that April is at top, then January is in middle somewhere, right? So it should be sorted correctly. So for that, what we will do, to sort it, just select this month here. So select this quantity over here, that is the field which we created, a column which we created in date table. Then you will see that column tables is inactivated, and click on this sort, and then we click on month number, the month number which we created. Just click here, right? So it will be sorted. Now when you click over here, just click over here. Now you see it is, everything is in ascending order. So if you see anything in descending order, here you can see in sort axis, you can just check it to select the month here and just check it to ascending order. So by default now it is in ascending order. Now you can see everything is been correctly sorted. January, February, March, April, anything new will be coming, it will be used below. And you will ask a question, why did we sort it by this particular month number? Because we created that column, and if you see here, the month number is nothing but 1 will be given for January, February will be given 2, and likewise all the month numbers will be given, that is March is 3. And when you sort it by this month number, so it will take this one as at top, and when one is at top, automatically it will take January at the top, right? Because one is assigned to January. Similarly, 3 is assigned to March, right? So likewise, we are making use of one field, and we are sorting that field with respect to another field. Getting or not? So this type of calculation adjustments, you should know how to do that. And now we will just select May month. You can see the value is right? So now make sure that the value which we have detected or been using over here, and we have seen in the part 1 of the video where we fired different SQL queries for the same requirements which we are using over here, that if you look at the document which we created, I will just show you the document. And when you open this particular query, you can see here, I'll just increase the size. Here you can see the sales which we have found out. We did it for May month, okay, and the in query we got the total sales as 156728, and when you check the value which we found, it is 15673. The same value, just this is rounded off to display it in thousands. Getting or not? So this I'm telling you now, and if I forget whenever I'm going forward, it is your task to check this with respect to the document or the queries which we have fired. Okay, so make sure it is everything same. Now what we will do, we will just quickly format our visual. This visual we have to format. Now for that, I will just go in this particular, select this card, just go here. All right, just first go in general, and in effects, just turn off the background. Okay, here we have to turn off the background, then go again in visual. And now here in layout values, what I will do, uh, we are going to show, or first go in call out values. Okay, just go in call out values, and the font which we are going to make use here, it will be what we are going to make use of, Sagio UI bold. Okay, so we are going to make use of this particular font, and the size for the font will be 25. Okay, so font size for this we are going to make use at 25. So we will make it white color. Actually, we want it in white color, but we will do it later. Okay, so because if you do it in white color, the background is already white, you won't be able to see the numbers, right? Then the horizontal alignment will be left, obviously. Then go to label. Okay, just go to label, and in label what we have to do is we have to change the font here, right? So font well is correct, but instead of this UI we will be using as bold, and the color, the gray color we are going to use. Okay, that is this particular, that is third color. So you can see it has been grayed out a bit. All right, then the space between the label and this particular value which you can see, instead of 8 pixel we are going to make it as 0 pixel. Just type here 0. So you can see this label and this value as are, they have come closer, right? So that we have done as 0. Then we have to do layout. Okay, so in layout what I will do, instead of middle alignment I will use it as top alignment. So as soon as you do top, this value will go at this particular top end, right? So now next thing, I will just go down, go in images. We don't want any images over here. Go in cards. Okay, so in cards what we have to do here is we have to give padding. Okay, so now in padding we will give it as custom padding. So just go in custom pad. So why we are giving here padding, because we want this particular, that is in left side, we want to bring it somewhere over here, right? So for that, vertical, that is top, bottom and right padding we won't change, we just will change the left padding, and here we will add the left padding as 15. So as soon as you do, you can see the left padding is being given, which is as 15, right? And we will just turn off the background. So background we have turned off. Now we'll go again up, and instead of using the values as in black color, we'll make it as white color, right? So you can see the value is now displaying correctly. Then just go down, and here you can see we will turn on the accent bar. Right? So we are going to use an accent bar over here, and the pixel size of it will be 4, and the color we'll be using as more colors. I will just use the code over here. It will be hash A6663F. Okay, that is nothing but again a bit coffee color, right? And now what I will do, I will just go in general again, and I will just specify the height and width of this particular card. So for that, I will just go to properties, and here the height for me, I will choose it as 165, and the width I will be choosing it as 300. Okay, then go back to visual again, go scroll it down entirely, and here you can see border. You can see a light border, gray color border is there. We will just turn off that also, right? Now I will just bring it over here, and I will try to place it here. Nice. Okay, so just let's see how we are placing this. Okay, perfect. I'll just bring it right. All right. Okay, so now you can see we have created this. So that is nothing but the total sales, right? Now, next thing what we have to create is a sparkline in under beneath this, and for that sparkline, with the sparkline, we also have to create this, right? So if you see our problem statement over here, next thing what we have to find out is determine the month on month increase or decrease in sales, and then we have to calculate the difference in sales between the selected month and the previous month. So both the things we will be doing it at the same time. And here you can see whenever you are operating this particular filter with respect to January, February, you are getting the sales are changing with respect to that. And one more thing what we have to do here is we can see the field or the value is rounded off to not show any decimal points, and also the currency should be dollar. So for that, how we can do this is just select this, then select the total sales we have here, total sales, the this field we are using in this particular card visual. So just select total sales. Here you can just click on this measure tools. You have to go in measure tools and just click on dollar symbol. So as soon as you do, you'll get a dollar symbol over here, and the currency, or we can say the decimal points here, it is atto. So instead of atto, just type here 0 and just press enter. As soon as you do, you can see it is rounded off to no decimal points, and you will get the exact figure, right? So in this way, we have done this also. Now next thing, we will just go ahead and create our sparkline. Okay, so now to create a sparkline as per our requirement, we will take a line chart over here. So just click on that, and I will just reduce the size of this, and I will bring it at center. So before creating a line chart, guys, what you have to do is you can see we are going to make use of this date field over here. So I'll just right click on this date field, and you have to just click on create hierarchy. So as soon as you see here, it is not been you cannot see here the hierarchy, but when you drop down this, you can see a date hierarchy has been created, right? If you still don't see over here, you can just right click again over here, and you can just click on create hierarchy. You can see still again one more date hierarchy has been used, and we are going to make use of this date hierarchy itself, right? So I have already created it over here. So what I will just click on these three dots, and I will delete it. So if you cannot see, or if you cannot create a date hierarchy here, when you drop down, you cannot see the date hierarchy, you use this date hierarchy, you can drag it and you can use that for calculations, right? So what I will do, first I will just create a date. So just select this visual first, take this date, and I will add it on x-axis, right? And then I will just take total sales and I will add it on y-axis, right? So you can see here, you can see that it you are just seeing one single dot over here, but that is what we don't want. So just uncheck this, and we'll just take this date hierarchy and I will bring it on x-axis, right? So that is nothing but this date hierarchy I have cropped out and bring it over here. If you are not using this, you can use this also. Just click on this date hierarchy, bring it over here, the newly created. You can see the line chart has been created again over here, right? The same thing you will get. So for me, I'll use this date hierarchy, right? So the date hierarchy which I created from date. So just drag this, and I will use it over here. You can use this also if you are not able to see here, and if you are not able to create one, right? So I'll just take this date hierarchy. Don't drag this data, drag the hierarchy, right? So drag this hierarchy, and then bring it over here. And when you can see, this is for 1st of May, right? You can see the year also, 2023, quarter 2, May 1. Then you can see here, you can see it is 2023 quarter 2, May 20. Likewise, till May 21, you will see all the sales and all those things. Getting or not? And then we will just format this visual quickly, and then we will bring it over here, right? So I'll just select this, go to format visual, go to general, go to properties, and the height and width of this I will be using it as, first I will use the height as 85. Okay, just use the height as 85. All right, and then I will just go to title. So we don't want any title right now. So for now we don't any title. So next, in the moving forward, how we are adding the title and showing the dynamics things, I will show you later. So for now I will just turn it off. Then go to effects, I will turn off the background. Okay, then go to visual, go to y-axis. Okay, so x-axis we are not showing any values. Then go to y-axis, turn off the values. Okay, and turn off the title as well, right? Everything we are going to remove it from here, and now I will just bring it over here, and in this particular we are going to adjust it. So I'll just adjust it over here. Okay, likewise, bring it over here, and I will just reduce the size to here, up to, that is nothing but when you select this, and when you select this particular visual over here, it is taking the entire size of this, right? That is from start to end, the entire size of that only. So here also you can see in this particular created chart, we are showing it from here, right? So we'll just retake it and we'll show it from here. Okay, that is from this particular accent bar and moving forward up to this end of this the original card visual which we created, right? So now this is the Sparkline, and I will just select this and I will just take it a bit down. All right, perfect. Right. So now this is the Sparkline which we created. We will just give the colors for this. So select this Sparkline, go to format visual again. And now here what I will do, I will just go to lines, and here the pixel size we are going to use, 3 itself, or just reduce it. I will just use it 2, that is 2 as the width size for this. And the color we will choose it as, just go ahead and we will choose the color as purple color. So we are going to make use of this purple color. Let's use this second. Okay, we'll use the second purple color. All right. Let's choose the another one. Okay, so this looks nice. Okay, so now we have created the, we have created this total sales, and now the next thing which we have to create here, as per our problem statement, which is the month-on-month increase and decrease in the sales, and we have to show that in form of this particular number which we have shown here, in which we have created the already chart over here. You can see the numbers here, right? So now those are the first number which we have to find out is, the month on month difference. And the second is month on month, increase and decrease with respect to last month, right? And so for here, it is important, guys, to understand for our terminology, right, in this particular dashboard or project, right, whichever month we are selecting here, it will be our current month, okay, or a selected month, we can call it, right? But here, right, while writing calculation, I will use it as a current month itself. And when you say prior month or a previous month, so whichever month we have selected in filter, we have to go 1 month back in that. So what will be the last month for that? If we have selected May, the last month will be April. If we select June, the last month will be May. Likewise, 1 month back we have to go, and we have to show the performance of the sales with respect to last month, right? So first KPI will take time. Others, it is just we have to use same calculation and just copy paste, right? So if you understand this, the other things are very easy to understand. All right. So now first we have to find out current month sales, right? So first find out current month sales, then find out previous month sales, and by using that two, we will find out the month on month difference, and we will also find out the month on month increase or decrease, right? So first I will just click on in anywhere in transaction tables, right? I'll just right click here, and I will just create a new measure. So just create a new measure, and I will name it as current month sales, right? So this will be my current month sales, and here we are going to make use of a DAX. Okay, that is nothing but I will write a variable first. Okay, so we are going to make use of variable, right? And the variable which I'm going to use is a selected month. Okay, selected month is nothing but the month which we are selected in this filter, right? So the selected month will be equal to what? And when to how to bring this filter value into this particular DAX calculation is nothing but we have to use a DAX function called selected value, right? I'll use a selected value over here. Here you can see it is taking, I guess, two arguments or one argument. So depending upon it returns the value which is specified in this field, right? And this filter is nothing but the month filter which we are using over here, right? So that is nothing but a month filter. We are going to make use of a month filter, or we can use month year also, because we are making that. But for now, we will just select month only, because those are one and the same. That is, month is derived from month and year only. So just select the month filter, right? Then I will just hit enter, and I will write it here. Okay, I will use tab button, and after this I want to return. Okay, so if this is correct, then what I will return is we have to use a total mtd function, right? So now total mtd, it is actually a time intelligence functions. It takes compulsory two arguments, and this is an optional argument. Then what does it do is it evaluates the specified expression over the interval which begins on start of the month, right? That is, which is begins on first of the month and ends with the last of date inside the filters which we are specifying. That is the filters which we have specified over here. So the total mtd, then we are going to use an expression, and we will use a calculate expression first to find out the total sales, right? So we are going to use total sales over here, that is total sales, right? and I will just use one more, that is filter operation over here, that is comma. What will be the filter condition? That is nothing but the date table. Okay, so from date table, whichever month we are going to use, it should be equal to the selected date. That is nothing but the selected value. That is selected underscore month. Getting not? So whichever value we have called it over here, we are going to make use of this over here. That is, the month should be used in such a way that filter, whichever filter we are operating, this value will be fed it over here, right? And then it will give us the result for total MTD. So that is nothing but whenever we are choosing different months over here, it will, this value will be taken over here, and from here it will be taken over here. That is, and which will be using it as a month. Getting or not? So this is the selected month. I will close the bracket for calculate, comma, then for total MTD we have to use the second expression, that is on which date table we have to find it. Then we have already created a date table, and in that we are going to use it for date field. So date, that is this particular date, that is in date table, the date field we are going to use make of, right? And then I will just close the bracket, and I will just hit this particular checkbox. Guys, as soon as you do, next, if you want to see this value how it actually looks, I will just show it in a card, and I will reduce it over here, and I will bring this current month sales over here, right? And here you can see these are the current month sales. That is nothing but whichever month we are selecting over here, that sales we are getting over here. You can see here this same value, May month, with the May month sales are over here, and these are nothing but the current month sales, right? And this sales we are going to make use in our calculations to find out the month on month and month on month growth also, right? So now we have found out the current month. We have to go and find out the previous month sales also, right? So again, I will right click over here and I will create a new measure, and I will name it as previous month or prior month sales, right? The to find out this, it is very easy. We'll just use a calculated function over here, and it's asking us the expression, right? So now expression is nothing but here initially to find out the current month sales, we use total sales. The previous month sales we are going to find out from current month sales. So we will use current month sales over here, and the filter which we are going to here use it, we have to go 1 month back from this sales or current month sales which I have found out. We have to go 1 month back from that. So if you want to go 1 month back, we have to use a data add function, right? So use a data add function. Data add function will take two arguments. First is with which particular date we have to go back. We have to go back with this particular date table, that is nothing but the date table. In that date field, comma, how many months you have to go back, right? It is asking us in how many intervals you have to go back. That is, we have to go 1 month back, so I will add a -1, comma, what should be the interval? You want to go 1 day back, you want to go 1 month back, you want to go 1 quarter back, or 1 year back? We want to go 1 month back, so I'll just click on minus on this particular month, right? Close the bracket, and I will just hit checkbox, right? So this has been done. Now if you want to see the previous month sales, I'll just control C and control V. Okay, so the instance I've created, then select this, delete this from here, and I will just bring the previous month sales, right? So these are now current month sales, and for that these are the previous month sales. As soon as you change the year over here, that is month, so when I say May month, so these are the current month sales and these are previous month. So this is for May, and when I say previous is nothing but this will be for April. Now, when I choose January over here, right? So when I choose January, the current month sales is January, but previous month is blank. Why? Because in our data which we are using, there is no data which is available for February, that is December 2022. That is when we go 1 month back, it will be what, December 2022, when we don't have data for that. So obviously the previous month sales for that particular month will be blank, right? So when you choose February, so for February, this is current month sales, and the January will be taken over here. Getting or not? So in this way, we have designed the calculations. Now what we have to do, we have to collaborate all those calculations in one single field so that we can show this particular value. That is nothing but if the icon you can see here, if it is increasing or decreasing, and then we have to show here whether it is the, that is the month on month percentage is plus or minus, and then we have to show this as well. That is nothing but the difference between them is positive or negative. Getting or not? So for that we have to write a complete DAX, and now this DAX is very important because in one single calculation only we are going to write everything, right? we don't have to create the multiple calculations for that. All right. So now to find out month on month difference and year on that is growth, we will use a DAX. For that, I will just right click over here and I will create a new measure, and I will name that measure as nothing but month on month. That is month on month, and that is month on month growth and difference. Month on month growth and difference of sales, right? So this will be for sales, and the function or the calculations which I'm going to write, I will just write over here. So we have enough space for this, and we will use a variable functions again here. I will use a var character var. So I'm just going to define a field over here for us, and I'm going to write the first variable which I'm going to define here is month difference. Okay. So I'm going to find out first month difference. So month difference is nothing but the current month minus previous month, right? So we want to find out difference of current month and previous month, and that we want to find out and show it in the form of that particular value. So it is very simple. So it will be was our current month sales minus it will be our previous month sales, right? So this is the first variable we calculated. Next, we have to find out the variable. Next variable I will just create is month on month increase or decrease, whatever it is, that I will just specify it as month on month increase or decrease, right? So now for that, we all know that year on year difference, month on month difference, quarter on quarter difference. The standard formula for it is what? Current month sales minus previous month sales entirely divided by previous month sales. That is, so first I will write a bracket. So because it is entirely, it should be entirely divided. So it is nothing but current month sales minus previous month sales, right? And entirely it should be divided by what? Previous month sales. Getting? Then I will just hit one more enter down, and I will use one more variable over here. And here now we have to find out the sign trend, right? So that is nothing but if this month on month difference is positive, or if it is greater than 0, there should be a plus sign that should be displayed before that value. And if it is negative, that is current month sales and minus previous month sales, the value is negative, then obviously it will by default give us the minus sign, right? But we have to use it for plus sign, because if the value is anything is in positive, you do not get by default a plus sign in front of that. So for that we will write, I will just use it as underscore sign. Okay, I will use underscore sign is equal to, then I will just, why I'm using underscore sign, because if I remove it by default, you can use anything, that is you can use size and whatever it is, right? So I'll use underscore sign, and I will just use a function called if. Okay, I will use a if function because we have to use a logical test, right? So here now if month difference, okay, that is month difference, that is nothing but this. Okay, so now difference, if this is greater than 0, right? What should be the, so if this logical test is true, what should be the result if it is true? That is, if it is greater than 0 means what? It is positive. So it should be display plus sign. So just in double inverted comma rise plus, right? And if it is result is false, don't mention as minus. Why not? Because if you are mentioning it as minus, already the difference will give you the minus sign over there. And one more time, if you are adding your minus sign, two times the minus sign you will see over there. So I'll just leave it blank. Okay. So if the difference is less than 0, by default, I will just show it as blank. Then I will again type shift enter. So you will go on next line, and I will add one more variable over here, so that we are going to specify here the upward arrow and downward arrow. For that we have to write. So I will just name it as underscore sign trend. Okay. So for me, I will use it as sign trend. Again, I will write a if condition. Again, we will use a if condition for that. And again, the same, that is month difference. That is nothing but this particular month difference. Again, if it is greater than 0, okay, comma, what should be the result if it is positive? So if it is positive, it should give, that is nothing but as compared to last month, the current month sales are higher. So it should go up, right? So you should show upward arrow. But now how to show your arrow? So for that, you can just press on your keyboard Windows plus dot button. Okay, so the dot button, right? That, so I will just press Windows plus dot, and as soon as you do, a dialog box will be opened for you. And here you can add the space, different space, shapes from here. So where you will find that particular shape? So you will find it over here, that is in symbol. Just go in symbols. So for me, I've already added it over here, but you can find it. You can just scroll it over down, just scroll down, and somewhere you will find it over here, right? So here you can see in this political geometric symbols you can find this, right? So I'll just go back up again, and I've already used this, that is up arrow. So I want it as up arrow, but it should be in double inverted commas, right? Because it is a string value, right? Comma, if it is negative, then obviously we want it as a, that if this result is that this particular condition is not satisfying, it should go down, right? So then that is nothing but if it is false, we will again press Windows button plus dot button, and for that it should be what, down arrow, right? That is down, and I will close the bracket. Getting? So now we have derived everything. We have found month difference, month on month increase or decrease. Sign we have added plus or minus. We have also shown the sign trend, and now we want as return. So we want to return our result now, right? So now this is important. How we want to show here? If I show you the created result, first what we have to show? We have to show the upward arrow, right? Then we have a space in between, right? You can see a small space is there. Then what we have to show? We have to show a plus sign over here, getting or not? And then we have to show the month on month increase or decrease. Then we have a space over here again, that is a very small space. Then we have a vertical pipe operator, right? So to distinguish it out from this particular other values. Then we have again space over here. Then we have again sign trend, that is plus or minus. And then we have the value over here called as it is nothing but it specifies as the difference between the 2 months, right? And here you can see, here we are showing it in percentage format, and here you can see we have shown this in the thousand separated, right? Again the space is there, again a small space is there. Then we have written a text called vs, that is versus space lm, that is nothing but last month. So this entire we have to print here. So for that, what I will do, first, as I said, we want the sign trend, that is nothing but the sign trend. So I will write a sign trend first. Okay, first sign trend we want. Then next what we want is the plus value, right? Then for that I will use an and function. So when you want to combine two variables, two fields, two text in Power BI, concatenate it, you can use an and function, right? So now next what we want, a space in between. So to add a space in double inverted comma, I will add one space over here, just space one space, and I will add the close the double inverted comma, again and function, right? And now what we want, the value over here, right? That is nothing but again the sign, that is plus or minus sign, that is nothing but this particular sign, that is underscore sign, right? Then next I will again use and function, and now what we have to do here is we want this in percentage format, right? So if you directly write this, it will not give us the percentage format, right? It will give us the percentage of this particular, that is this particular value will be showing 0 0.0 likewise, and we don't want that. So we will use a format function over here, right, to make this particular month on month increase or decrease in converted into percentage, right? So format what, month on month, we have to format this month on month, comma, in what format you want it. So in double inverted comma, I want this format as hashtag, okay, 0.0 percentage, and I will close this. So it is nothing but the value point one decimal after that particular value, and then we want at the end percentage to be displayed, right? Then and I will add again. So here what we have to do here is in the same format function only we will use one more, that is we have to add one more pipe operator over here. So for that, and I will add a pipe operator, and you can see before this pipe operator, left side there is one space and right side there is one space. So left side I will add a space. To add a pipe operator you can say use shift, and at the right end of your keyboard you will find a slash is there, and above that a pipe operator is there. So I'll just use a pipe operator. One more space is there, and I will just add that particular double inverted comma. I will close it. Then you can see you have again you have to show plus sign, right? So you can see we have to again use a underscore sign over here, right? So I will use underscore. So first you have to use and function for that, and underscore sign. Okay. So we have used and underscore sign. Then we will add and operator over here to combine the two text. And if you see here, what we want next is, after that you want here to be displayed this 37.8k, right? So but it should be in the formatted as to a display unit as k. So for that again we will use a format function, right? Because the default output of this particular month difference, it won't be in thousands, right? It will give you the proper value. So here only we will format itself, right? So I will use the format function, and what we have to format is month underscore difference, right? So we have to format month underscore difference, right? And so if you want it in thousands, so we have to divide it by 1000, right? So here only we will divide it by 1000, so that you will get a decimal point, at thousand, a decimal that is at thousand place, right? And it should be formatted at what? That is second argument. It will be formatted at 0.0k. Okay, because we want one decimal point. This is the number, and then we want one decimal point. And I will use this particular, close this, and I will add this format function, and I will add this format function, right? So we will close the bracket for that, right? Then what we want is, after all the values are added, you want one space, and then you want vs lm as to be written, right? So for that I will use an and operator again. Okay, then you want a space in between. I will add a space, and again I will write the and operator over here, and it should be written over here as, here it should be written as, you want vs and space, it should be written as lm, and then you have to close this particular thing. So this is what we have to return over here, right? And you can see we are getting an error over here. So let's see if you are getting an error. I will just click on this. So you can see we don't get an error when you click on this checkbox. So make sure you write this carefully. So I will just zoom it for you. Okay, if you are not able to write, and if you want to find any mistake in the code which you have written, if it is not working, I've just zoomed it for you. You can copy it and you can write the same thing again. So I'll just reduce the now, and I will just hit this enter and close this. And if you want to see how it actually looks like, so I will just use this. I will close this, and this is the month on month and growth values which I have written over here. And if I increase this value, right? So this is what we actually want to be displayed. Getting or not? So, and if you select the different months over here, you can see for May month, the value is this, right? So it is increasing at compared to last month, and the month on month difference is nothing but 31%, and the difference between current month and last month is nothing but 37.8k versus last month, right? So now this, all these things we have to bring it over here. Now how to bring it over here? So we are going to make use of this particular field as the title of this, right? So to do that, what I will do, I will just select this chart. Okay, select this particular chart, that is the line chart we created. Then go format visual, go to general, then go to title, right? I will turn on the title, right? So right now you can see the title is there, that is total sales. I will just select this entire thing, I will delete it. Okay, and here you have an option called FX. Just click on this conditional formatting here, and just choose here as a field value, and from here we will choose that particular field value we just wrote right now, that is month on month growth and sales difference. Just select this, click on OK. You can see a value is available for you over here, but we just have to format it, right? So just format it from here, and I will just choose the value from here as UI semi bold, and I will just choose the value as the font size as 10. Okay, just choose the font size at 10, and the color code I will be using for this is hashtag A01, A0D1, actually A0D1FF. Okay, so this is the color code which we are going to use. All right, and now here you can see, guys. So this how we have made a use of this particular chart itself to show it the value over here, and you can see the same value we are seeing over here. Getting or not? So now I will just delete everything from here. Just delete this everything, and now you can see the first KPI has been completely designed. So we have learned here the multiple things, right? In this one particular card visual, first is show total sales, do formattings of this card visual, and show the spark line, right? And for the spark line we have done so many hierarchical adjustments from this particular date table. And the most important, the value which we are showing over here, that is nothing but the month on month sales difference and the month on month sales growth. And we have written an entire DAX for this, that is this particular DAX in one particular thing. But before this DAX we have also written current month sales for that to find out how it is there, and for that previous month sales, right? By making use of that only we have calculated this. So I hope you have understood this. So this was a long procedure for us, but once we go forward, it will be very easy for us once it is created. So now we can see these two visuals are different right now. So we will combine those visuals. How to do? I mean to say, whenever you are moving it from here and here, here and there, it should not move with respect to that. I mean to say, uh, you we will group those, right? So for that, I will just select this visual first, press Control, and then select this visual first. Right click, group, and just group it, right? So whenever you are moving it, it will move as a single visual, right? Likewise, one second. Okay, so you can see you can move it likewise as a single visual, right? I'll just press Control Z, and I'll bring back it to its position. All right. So now next thing, so I will just change this total sales. You can see it's a bit white. So for that, I will just click here. Once when you click once, it will just select the group this particular two charts. I will when you want to select the cart visual, which was for total sales, you have to click here again. Okay, once you click again, you can see the border has been white, and now you can see different options available over here, right? So if you click once, you cannot see anything over here, right? So it is only for this particular grouped, that particular chart you can see. If you want to see all the options, click it again, and you can see here. Similarly, if you want to make changes in this particular line chart, once you click, it will not it will not be selected. Click here again, and you can see then the chart will be selected, right? So I'll just click and again click here, go here, go to call out values, and from go to label, and from here the label I will just choose a bit white color. Okay, or I will just choose this, right? So this will be the total sales. Perfect, right? So now next we have to find out the other measures with respect to business requirements. All right, so now next, as per our problem statement, we have to find out the same quantities, but with, for total orders, right? So what we will do, we will first find out the total orders, and we will make use of the same, structure what we used for total sales. So it will be quicker than this particular, because once we have done this, so it will be just changing few field names, and it will be all easy for us. So I will just right click over here, and I will create a new measure. So now for us, the total orders is nothing but the count of each and every row in the data which we have. And why I'm taking the count, because I already told you the through at the time of data walkthrough that the each row in this particular data set represent an order, right? So we have a field called transaction ID, which I told you that also, that it acts as a primary key, which is a non-null value, and each and every row on that particular field is unique, and so that we are going to make use of that itself. Right? All right. So I will name it as total orders, name of the field, that is nothing but total orders, and here we have to find out the count distinct, right? So we will take the distinct count. Okay, distinct count of nothing but transaction ID, right? So it will be where is it at, transaction, or I will just name it as underscore ID, underscore ID. So that is transaction ID, and I will just close this and I will hit enter, right? So now what I will do, we already found out the total orders, but we want to bring that into the visualization. So for that, what I will do, I will just select this entire thing, okay, and Control C and Control V. So we are creating one more instance over here, right? And I will just try to place it over here nice and clean, right? And now we will make use of the same thing to find out the total orders. So instead of this, I will just we have to show the total orders, but now once selection, it is selecting the entire group value. So I'll just select one more time, I'll just click one more time, and you will see the value over here. So instead of total sales, I will use it as total orders, right? So you can see the total orders are 34,000. So let's see if you want to show it as the exact value. So yes, we have to show it as the exact value. So I will go to format visual, go to call out values, and here instead of this, just select the total orders, right? So instead of all, just select the total orders, and here you can see uh, display unit, you can see it is auto, just choose your none. Okay, so you will see the entire exact value, that is full figure value in front of you, right? Now you have to change these other values also. So first we will change the sparkline. So select the sparkline, one click and second click. Now the sparkline has been selected. So instead of total sales, I will just close this. Here we want total orders, right? So this is the total orders. We have to change the color of this. So just go here, then go in lines, and from here just select the color, right? So the color which we'll be using is this color, right? I think so it is this third one. Yeah, so this color we are going to choose. And now we have to find out this particular other month on month orders and month on month order difference. So for that, first we have to find out the current month orders. So we will make use of same current month sales calculation only, just few change in the field. So I will just select this calculation first, and I will copy this entire calculation. So Control C, and I will right click here and create a new measure. All right, and then Control V, and instead of current month sales, I will name it as current month orders. And here, instead of everything will be same, just instead of total sales, we will be using it as total orders, right? And the explanation of this query I have already give the DAX, I can say I have already explained in the while calculating for total sales. So same explanation is here, just we will be using the total orders, right? So we found out the current month orders. Now we have to find out previous month orders. So I will use previous month sales calculation. I'll just copy this, right click here, and I will just click on new measure, and I will paste it over here. So instead of current month sales here, it will be what? Current month orders. So here, instead of current month sales, here it will be current month orders, or other things will be same. Just click over here. So you can see the name already exists. So it will be current month orders, right? And just click over here. And now next what we have to find out, the large query we have, where we have to find out combined all the measures in one single DAX itself. That is nothing but the month on month orders and month on month order difference. So this is the calculation we wrote it for the, you can see that for sales, same we will make use of. So I'll just copy this, Control C, right click over here, click on new measure, and I will paste it over here. So instead of this sales, it will be what we are finding it for orders, right? And here same, instead of current month sales, we have to use orders, previous month, current month orders minus previous month orders. Similarly here also, here it will be orders, here also it will be orders, here also it will be orders. Getting all other the formats and the display formats will be same. So it will just take the feed of the value from this particular things which we changed, right? And just hit enter, right? And I will close this, and now we have to change that particular value. So just click two times, then go here, go to general, go to title, and we have to change this title. So just click on this FX, and here we will change the value to month on month orders, right? So we now want orders to be displayed. Just click on OK. So as soon as you do, you can see the now values are being changed, and we see the values for that is 32.3%, which are the same value that is when the May month is been selected, and 8.2K is the difference between the current month and the difference between the last month. Okay. So I hope you are understanding what we are doing this here. So once one KPI is designed, you can automatically design the others, right? So now same thing, what I will do, I will just copy this again, Control C and Control V, entire thing, and we will bring it over here, right? So now we have to find it for what? The total quantity sold. And as per our this also problem statement, we have to find it for total quantity sold, right? So first we will find out the total quantity sold, and the total quantity sold is nothing but summation of all the quantities which we have. So for that, I will just right click here, and I will create a new measure, and I will name it as total quantity sold. Okay. And it is nothing but sum of what? Transaction quantity is transaction quantity, right? And I'll just hit enter, right? And now we have to bring it here, click here two times, and then just delete these orders from here, and instead of that we will just show the quantities, right? The same procedure again we have to follow. Just go here in format visuals, go to call out values. Instead of all series, just select your total quantity sold, then in display units it should be none, so we'll get the exact value, right? The same thing we will be following for the Sparkline also. Just select this two times, and instead of this total orders, right, so we have to choose the total quantity sold. That is for that selected month. This is the trend of the total quantity sold, right? Then just we'll change the color of this line. Just go to color, and from here we'll choose this particular color, right? So it will be equivalent for all right. Now next what we have to do here is we have to find out the current month quantities and previous month quantities, right? So first we'll use the same calculation, that is for orders or sales, whichever you want you can use. Copy it, right click here, create new measure, paste it over here, and instead of orders it will be what? Quantity. that is current month quantity, right? So instead of this total orders, here it will be total quantities, that is total quantity sold. I just click here. All right. So we found it for current month, find it for previous month. So just copy this entire calculations for and right click here, new measure, paste it over here. Instead of orders, it will be quantity, right? And here instead of current month orders, it will be for current month quantity. We have to go 1 month back in this, and then it will give us the previous month quantity. And just click over here, close it, right? And now we have to find out the combination of month on month. So just select this entire thing, and I will just right click and I will just take a new measure, paste it over here, and instead of orders, it will be for quantity. Right. So this is for current month orders, but instead of that, it will be current month quantity. Here, instead of previous month orders, it will be previous month quantity. Similarly, here also, everything will be quantity, right? That is previous month quantity. All right. So just hit enter, close. Now we have to change this. So just double click over here. So this chart will be selected. Go format visuals, go to general, then go to title, and here click on FX. And instead of this field, we want field to be displayed as quantity. So just select quantity and click on OK. As soon as you do, you can see now we are seeing the values for quantity, right? You can see it is 32.3%, and the month on month growth is nothing but 11.8%. And from here you can select the different months now, right? So we have found out it for all the KPIs. So we have to align this, okay, so that it is perfectly aligned over here. So just select this first, second, and third. Just by pressing Control, select all of these three KPIs, that is group KPIs. Then go to format, and here you have an option called go in align here, and you have an option called distribute horizontally. So just click on this distribute horizontally. So what happens is between all of this we will have a similar space in between these two, getting or not? So it will look nice, properly aligned and perfect at the top, right? So this is for June. Now you can find it for April, right? So you can likewise change the month in the filter, and you can visualize it for that particular month. And now one thing you have to notice over here, so when I click on January, okay, so when I click on January, here you can see plus infinity versus last month. So you are not seeing any value over here. So what does it mean that in January we do not have, when we select the January month, we don't have the previous month for January, right? So it takes the previous month value as blank, or and with respect to that, if it is blank, anything divided by blank, it will be infinite value, or for Power BI it will be infinite value, or it will just give us the blank value. So we are not displaying any value over here. So that's the reason why we are getting this particular number. So you can write one more calculation for here, that if January is selected, so in the tax itself, when you are returning the values, you can write a condition over there. If January, that is the minimum month, is selected, give here information that no values for previous month. You can type it over here. So it will be an assignment for you. Work on that, how you can show that, right? That it's whenever I'm selecting January, it should be displayed over here that no any value for previous month. That is, your user will know that, yeah, this is the least month which we have, right? So similarly, when I see for May and all those things, you are getting the values, and with respect to that, for that last month, all other metrics you are going to see over here, right? So now this is for total sales, total orders, total quantity sold, and these are the KPIs design. If you know one, other two are very easy. In 1 minute or less than 1 minute, you can find those, right? So I hope you have understood this, and we will move ahead to our charts requirement. And if you have come at this point of this video and you are doing great, I'm sure you have learned so many things right now. Moving further, we are going to build so many custom charts, right? So when you can see here, this is a calendar chart which is a customized chart, right? Here also we have to write few tax calculation. This is also a customized chart. This is also with respect to the tax calculation. This particular chart, which is the most important, where you have to find out the average line. An average line, it is not a simple average line. We have to find it a trend line in such a way that with respect to that selected month, you are getting that average, right? Which we are going to make use of advanced tax of, where we'll writing some average x functions, and whichever are above average, we are going to give some colors to that conditional formattings. Again, for that, we are going to write some tax, right? Similarly, In this particular bar charts, whatever you are seeing all of you over here, those are not simple bar charts. You can see the category label is at the top, and in front of that you are seeing that particular sales value, and in the bar itself you are seeing the month on month increase for that particular category. You can also see the difference also over here. And this particular chart where we have designing going to design some tooltips over here, we can see the tooltips, you can see, and this is a heat map which is most widely used with respect to the other charts which are specified over here, which gives us the overall grand total of that particular hour and the day. So that also we are going to design with respect to tax calculations. So it will be a great learning for you, and if you have come at this point, as I told you, you are doing great, and you should be proud of yourself that yes, you have learned this project, you are learning something new which is enhancing your knowledge. And I will take this moment to ask you to please go ahead and subscribe my channel, and just like this video and share it with others, because it is free for you, but it will help me, giving me a motivation to create such videos, right? And also, if you are looking for data analyst material, such kind of projects, ready projects, which you can just see and copy those the visuals in your particular Power BI, and data analyst roadmap, syllabus, Power BI material projects, Tableau projects, all are available on my website. The link is available in the description. Just go ahead and check it once. If you like it, you can buy it. And the price is very reasonable, guys. So it's not like very much in double figure or triple figure thousands. So wherever you might be paying so many amount of numbers to the classes, but this you will get in hundreds, right? So 900, 400, 300, likewise, right? And it will give you the more value as well, right? So that's up to you. If you want to go ahead, if you like it, you can purchase. And the next part which we are going to design is the, as I told you, the charts requirement. So now guys, for charts, as per our problem statement, if you can see here, so I will just show you the charts requirement. The first what we have to create is the calendar heat map, and in that there are three requirements which we have to implement in this. First is to create a calendar heat map dynamically adjust based on the selected month slicer, right? So based on the slicer which we have added, based on that, it should be dynamically adjusting the calendar heat map. So it should be looking as a calendar. And what do you want to show that? So each day on the calendar will be color coded, right? So based on the color code, we have to select those particular sales volume, and the darker shades indicating the higher value, and the lighter shades will indicate the lower values for those particular days, right? And then we have to implement the tooltip which will showcase the sales orders and quantity on that particular tooltip, right? So in one single particular chart, there are three insights that will be generated from here. All right. So now first, I will show you what how actually the heat map looks like. So you can see here it will be the heat map, and you want to show it with respect to the this will be the days over here, and vertically there will be weeks, right? So this is 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, likewise, right? So now what we have to do first here is we already have created a date table, but we do not have the days in that particular date table, right? Or the day name of that particular date table from that particular date, as well as we do not have week number, right? So what we will do first, we will create those two particular columns in our date table. So for that, I will go in table view. We are already in this particular date table. Just click on this date table if you are not. I will just close this particular thing. Or first, what we will do, we will just create a new column. So I will just, we have to create a new column. So for that, I will just go to table tools, and here you have a new column. Just click on that, and for this I will just name it as a day name. Okay, so day name is nothing but from here we have to extract what is the day of that particular date, that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, likewise, right? So when I say day name, then we have to use a format function for that when we want to extract. So format value will be the date, right? So the date, this will be the date from the date table, comma, how we want to display. Now we want only first three letters of that particular date, right? If it is Monday, then MON, Sunday, then SUN, that is only three letters. So I will just three times, I will just type D, and I will close this quote, and I will just enter. And as soon as I hit enter, you can see 1st of January 2023 falls on Sunday. Similarly, 2 falls on Monday. Likewise, we have got each and every day of that particular date. All right. And now we want week number as well. So this particular falls on week number, which week number, and from where should that particular week start, right? So now just we will take one more column over here, and I will name it as week number. Okay, so let's name it as week number, and I will just write a function for it as week num. Okay, so which is the week num? Then we want to use date. Which date we want to use? This is the date field which we are going to use, comma. Now return type. So returns the week number in the year. All right. So this is something very much important. Always remember. So now by default it will start the week from Sunday, but we want to start the week from Monday. That is, whenever there will be Monday, a new week will be start. So from Monday to Saturday, the entire week will be there. Again, from again when Monday starts, the again that the week should be changing. So one will fall on Sunday, two will be what? Monday. So remember, one Sunday, two Monday. Likewise, seven will be for Saturday. So we want to start it from Monday. So two, close this bracket and hit enter. So as soon as you see, this Sunday will be for week one, but as soon as Monday comes, it will be week two. Similarly, Sunday here it will up to Sunday it will be week two again. Monday starts, week three will be there. Similarly, whenever there will be Monday, the new week will be starting, and the number will be given for that. All right. So now we will go back to our report view, and now here we will create our calendar map, right? So for doing that, we have to take a matrix chart. So I will just take a matrix chart and I will reduce the size of it, right? And I will just bring it over here, right? So now to bring the fields in rows, what I will do, so row wise, what we want to show the weeks. So I will take week number and I will add it into rows. So these are the week number, all right. And then we want to show the in vertical, that is in columns, we want to show the days. So that is nothing but the day name. I will bring it into columns, right? So now here you can see uh, these are the week numbers, that is for January. Okay, so as soon as you change it, so see for May it will be 19th week 2020 likewise, right? So April it will be likewise, right? So and one thing what we have started here, or we have to do here is, guys, now we want to show some numbers over here, that is the day numbers, right? So this particular day is of which particular date, right? So let's say Monday is on which date of this particular week. So it is nothing but we want to show 1 2 3 4, likewise the calendar, how the calendar is should be displayed. Like if you see here the calendar, if I show you, you can see here the calendar, you see Wednesday 1 2 3 likewise. So these numbers should be shown. We have already shown the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday likewise. So here the week starts from Sunday, but for us we have just shown it from Monday, right? So this is the way we are showing. So the numbers we have to show, but for that we have to create the field again. So I will just go in date table and I will just create a date a column again over here, and I will name it as, it should be what, week, or we can say it is called as day number. Okay, so that is nothing but day number. So day number is nothing but this 1 2 3 that we have to extract, right? So in that particular month, those particular day numbers, right? And for that we will be using a function again, format. Okay, value will be again date, that is this date table, comma. Now we want to only get the number, so in double inverted comma you will only type D. Okay, just type one time D and you will get those numbers, right? So as soon as you do, you can see the numbers are there. So 1 1, so likewise 22 22, these numbers have been just taken from this particular date, so for each month, right? So we'll just go in this view again, and now what I will do, I will take this particular day number and I will add it into values over here, and you can see all the dates are been populated over here. But if you see this particular calendar, the dates are not in correct sync, right? So you can see 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, right? 3 year, then you have 4 year, 5 year. Why it is? Because we know that we have started our week from Monday, then after Monday comes Tuesday, then comes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, likewise. And right now, this you can see it is not sorted correctly. So now to sort it, we have to create one more field in date column. So based on that, which we can sort our this particular entire table. So I will go back again to our table view, and here I will create a new field, and I will create a, sorry, not new measure, we have to create a new column. So either you can right click and create new column, or here you have a direct function called new column. This column has weekday number. Okay, so this is weekday number, right? And so what does weekday number means? That Monday should give us the number as 1, Tuesday should give us the number 2, likewise those numbers, right? So those are called as, in that particular week, what are the day numbers, right? So for that, we will be using a function called weekday. Okay, then we have to use the date function, that is date table, not date column. We have to use, and from what you should give the numbering, right? So we have to start from Monday. So Monday, it falls from 2. So I will give 2 and I will just hit end. And as soon as you do, you can see, because Monday is taken in this particular, by default it should be, it falls at number 2. So we have to start the numbering to be given from 2, because we are choosing our week to be starting from Monday and ending to Sunday, right? So you can see now Monday will be given one number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Sunday up to 7. Again, Monday will start from 1. So in that week, we are finding the day numbers. Now we will go again to our visual, and we want to sort this particular headers to be from Monday to Sunday. So these are nothing but day names. So I will just select the day name from here, select this day name, go to sort column by, and here you have to choose it by weekday number. Okay, so just click on this. As soon as you do, you can see the sorting has been done. So you are seeing everything from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and calendar is also working fine. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, likewise, the way we wanted, right? So this is very much important right now for us. Okay, now what we will do, I will just take this and we will add it over here. So we want to show it over here, and I will just reduce the size now. All right, so I'll just reduce the size likewise. Okay, and so for now I will just keep it like this. So the size, the now what we have to do, we have to do the formattings of this entire chart so that we will have a good visual, and that formatting is also important, guys. So let's see how we can do the formatting of this. So now just select this particular chart and now go to this particular format visual. So here we will be using, so style we will keep it as default only. So first we will go in general, okay, and we will just specify the height and size of this particular thing. So the height which we are going to use is 190, okay, and the width which we are going to use is 305. Okay, so this will be the width for us, right? Now what we will do, we will do change in other parts. So just go in visual, then go in grid. Okay, so now we are going to show some horizontal grid lines over here. So I will just turn on the grid lines. Width I will be using as 2, and the grid lines which we are going to use, they should match this particular background color. Okay, so the the placeholder which we have used, so it should match the color of this placeholder. So for that, what I will do, I will just go here in colors, and in more colors we'll use the same code which we use for that background holder, that is nothing but 36003E. Okay, so which we are going to use this particular color. All right, same for vertical guidelines, we are going to turn on, and the color we are going to use same. Okay, so same color which we are going to use for that also, right? That is nothing but this particular color. All right, so you can use this color, it will be again saved for you in there. So I guess that is the color, right? So then I will just click on increasing the width for this, right? Then we'll just close this, or okay, so just go in border over here. So border color also we'll choose the same color. Okay, so all the borders whichever are there, we'll choose the same color. Then we have an option over here called padding. So we will increase the row padding to 2. Okay, or we'll increase it to 3, right? So we'll increase the row padding to 3, then go to values, and in values we'll change it to 9. Text color we will choose it to white. Okay, the text color, so alternative text color are there, so we will choose first as white. You can see all the white are there over here. Then the background color, we will again match it with our this background color. Okay, and I think so, okay, we choose the wrong color, I guess, so we'll just choose the correct color. Let me see what's the code for that. All right, so code, we have to change this to hashtag 402B1E. Okay, so this is the code. All right, so this will be the code. Similarly, for this also we have to change it to this code, that is for vertical grid lines, and for border also change the color. Okay, so we got confused with the color. Similarly, background color, here also we'll use the same code. Okay, so we are matching the color code. And for alternative text color also, it should be white, and the background should be the background color which we are matching it for, right? Okay, now I will just close this. Then we'll just have an options, we don't want to work on this. Then we'll go to column headers. Column headers again will be of 9 font. Then the text color will be white, and the background color will match to that particular coffee color, right? Then what we have to do here is Okay, so I'll just close this. Now we will go to row headers. Okay, so row headers again, it should be white. Or what we have to do here, guys, we don't want to show any row headers over here, right? So text color, what we will do, and make a note of here. Now we are changing to text color, not to white, but we are changing it to coffee color itself, right? So it will be coffee color, and the background will be also coffee color. So what will happen? It will get vanished from here. So it will look like it is not present over here at all. Getting or not? So this is something we are going to make, adjustment or customization, right? So this was for column row headers. Now we will turn on the total. So we don't want the subtotals here. So turn off the totals, turn off both the totals, right? So now you can see the chart is not looking nice because the week number which is displayed over here, this row header we don't want. So how to remove it? We have to go to our visual over here. So you can see week number is there. So just double click over here, right? So, or if you can just go ahead and rename this visual, right? So right now you can rename it and just add one space over here. Just add one space and hit enter. So you can see it has been removed from here. Getting or not? And that is what we want. Now what we will do, we will just go to format visual, go to general, and in effects turn off the background, right? So we have turned off the background as well. Now what we will do, go back to visual again, all right? And we will go to column grand total. We don't want that. Go to specific column. Here also we don't want to change anything. And now we will give some, the go to cell elements, and here we will give some background colors. So go to cell elements. Here we have already selected the first day number. Then just turn on the background color. Okay. And as soon as you turn on, you will get a dialog box where we have to specify our conditional formatting. So here it will be as per gradient. Okay, and by which field? So we have to show it by total sales, right? Because we are going to show everything for total sales. So for lowest, what should be the color? So I will just choose the color from here and I will name it. So darker, we will use the lowest. For lowest, we will use a darker color, and for highest, we will be using a lighter color because our background is already dark. So if you use a light color, it will be reflected, and you will see it that those are the highest selling days, right? So here we will be using the color code for us. Let's check. It is 73361C. All right. And for lowest, we will be using the color code as hashtag F FOA FOA 787. Okay, 787. I think so. This is F0A. Okay, yeah. So F0A. So make sure it is F0A 787 and click on OK. So you can see a beautiful calendar has been created. Now what we will do, we'll just adjust the width of this, right? So just increase the width of this a bit for Thursday, for Friday, Saturday, and lastly we have Sunday. Okay. So make sure everyone have a correct width over here. And next thing what we can see here is still here you can see there are a few dates, okay, which have got the shading over here. And there is no numbers assigned to them. So we have to remove it from here. So what we can do is I will just go to visual. Okay, just select this visual, go to format visual and go to background, this particular formatting here. So you can see how should we format empty values. We have an option here. So it should be, it says at 0, but we don't want to format. We don't want to give color for this. So just select don't format and just click on OK. And you can see it will be gone from here. And you are getting a perfect calendar in front of you, right? So now whenever I change to January, you can see January will be there. You will get for me likewise. Getting not so perfect calendar is been displayed in front of you. Just add this, make it center perfectly so that it is visible good. And I will just take it at top. And now when you choose different things over here, you can see you are getting the different visuals, right? But when you check over here, you want to also display the name of that particular month which we are selecting, right? So to do that, what we'll do, I will take a card over here. So just take a card from here, and in this, what I will do, we have already created a month and year field. So just take and drag it over here. So this is a month and year field. Directly we will use this. And now go to format. Here we will just go here and we will turn off the background, right? and we don't want the header icons. Then go to visual, we don't want category label, and from here we will change this to this particular thing, right? And we will change this to 12. All right, so this is the June, and I will just bring it and place it at center. All right, perfect, in this way. All right, so this is for June 2023, and we will make the color as white, so it should look nice, and we'll increase the one font. Perfect. All right, so now this is our actually the heat map which we created. And now one more thing is remained over here. We have to add here the different tooltips, and now we will see how to add that tooltips. And also we have to add the note over here that hover over on this visual to see the details, right? So to do that, what we will do, again, I will create a calculation over here. So just right click over here and I will create a new particular measure over here, and I will name it as note, or we called it as footnote, and I will name it as, you just have to type it in double inverted comma, that is nothing but hover on this visual to see details. Hover on this visual to see details, right? And I will just hit enter. Okay. Now I will take again the card visual over here, and I will just bring that particular calculation which we wrote, that is footnote, and we will format this quickly. Or just I will just click on this, I will click on format to enter and just click here. Okay, and now we'll go to callout value, I will do it italic. Okay, and we will choose it as UI light. Okay, and we'll just reduce the font, right? All right, and I will add it in here. Perfect. Okay, so let's see how we did it. Perfect, it looks nice. Just take a bit down. Right, so this looks nice, right? Now we can change different months over here. May, you can take June, likewise. All right, so here also if you choose May, we are getting the same thing. All right, nice. So we can change the font of this again if you want. Let's see, symbol, if symbol works. No, so we want that something should be very small. Okay, Calibri. Okay, uh, we will keep it as this only, not it doesn't matter. All right, so now we will click over this visual on. Now we have to create actually here the tooltip that is important for us. And now first thing what we have to take an insight from here, guys. So if you create a calendar heat map, and from here what insight you can take is whichever are the shades that are eye-catching in front of you, those are the days which performed very well in terms of sales. So if they are performing in terms of sale, obviously there will be a good order on those particular days. So if you click on 9, you can see on 9th of June, these were the total particular orders and all those things. All right, guys. So now we have to create a tooltip so that whenever we hover over our mouse or the cursor on any of this particular date, you will get to see that particular, sales quantity and orders of that particular date, as well as some other information which I will show you how we have to find out. All right. So for that, what I will do, I will take a new page over here. So just click on new page and I will name it as, let's name it a tooltip. Okay. So I'll name it as tooltip, and dash, I will name it as for calendar chart. So this is the tooltip for calendar chart. Now go to this particular format your page. Okay, then go to canvas setting, and here we will choose it as tooltip. Okay, so this is actually the tooltip which we are going to use information, and here you can see the page information as tooltip, right? So this is important, that page information, this will be used in that particular visual which we are going to make use of, right? And here make sure that it is turned on, that is allowed use as a tooltip, right? So now in this particular, this dotted cross section only we are going to design everything. So now what we will do, we have to create a vertical card. So first, for this, we are going to use a background as full black. Okay, so we'll use a full black color. So just reduce the transparency to 0%. Okay, so black color. And now we will use a new card visual over here. So just select this new card. Okay, reduce the size of it. Just reduce the size likewise. Okay, and make it half use vertically. And now what we have to share, we have to show total sales, we will show total orders, and then we will show the quantities, right? And we will do quickly formatting of this. So just click on format. The layout, you can see it is in single row, but we will add it in single column. So we want it vertically. And then we will just go to call out values. Um, then we will just select here Sagio bold, and we'll reduce the size, let's set to 20. Okay, so it should be for all. So you can see the total quantity has been selected here, but it should be all. And for all, we will use it as 20. So, and the size will be what? Usage your UI bold. All right. 20, we will reduce more. Let's say we'll show it as 18. Okay. So for total quantity is not changing. I will just select here and then I will change it for 18. Okay. For all it is again, right. And for labels, we will choose it as, let's say, 8 is fine, I guess, and we'll choose it as semi-bold. And next thing, what we have to do first is I will go in cards, and in cards for background I will choose it as black. Okay, so it will match that, and then go to general over here and go to effects, and you'll turn off the background. Similarly, go back to visual again and turn off the borders also. Just scroll down and turn off the borders. And now we have to go in call out values again, and we will make sure to have to make it white. Okay, all should be white. Then the labels also, uh, it should be gray. We'll choose them as a gray. So let's see what we are showing over here in the next one. uh yes, this is what we want. Okay, and next what we want is we want to show we can say that particular we have to show the donut chart over here, right? So we'll just select this donut chart, reduce it likewise, and we have to do donut chart for all these values, like how they are performing with respect to different shares, how they are taking, right? So select this donut chart, and I will bring total sales into values, total quantity, and as well as total orders, right? Just select this, and we will just go to effects, turn off the background, turn off the title, and in visual turn off the details. We'll just show the tooltip. Sorry, not the tooltip. We'll just show what we are showing, just the legends. Okay, legends are also array, quantity, and order. Okay, so now you can change the legends from here. So instead of total sales, we'll just double click on this, and we'll name it as only sales, and this will be quantity, and these are nothing but orders. All right, and now go here, and for legends text, we'll reduce it, right? Also, we'll just increase it likewise. Perfect. And we'll choose the white color, or this color is fine. Okay, and we will go to general again, or just go here in details, sorry, rotation. First go in slices, go in spacings, and we will increase the space to 70%. All right. Okay, so now what we have to also do, at the top we have to show which date is that particular field, right? That is nothing but whenever we hover our mouse on that particular date, the date should be displayed at top, right? So for that, what we will do, I will take a card visual again, okay, and I will reduce it. Okay, reduce this card visual. Just try to bring it at top, okay. And here we will just use a date. Okay, so just take this date and directly place it over here, right? and we'll just do formatting quickly on that. Just go to general, effects, background as off, go to visual, turn off the label, go to category value, and here we'll just choose it as 14. Okay, and so you can see you are seeing your time also, but we have to change the data type of this. So here just click on this field, and the data type you can see here, it should be only date. Just select the date data type. As soon as you do and close this, you can see you are only seeing the date of that particular value, right? And we will just choose it to blue color. Okay, so this is the date for us, and at the bottom what we have to do is we have to show with respect to last month's same date what was the value, right? So for that, what I will do, I will just copy this, control C, control V. I will bring it down over here, close this, and here we have created the month on month growth, that is sales difference, right? So just select this, and you will just see the value right now as a blank over here, but when you use it in tooltip, you will get the exact value. You will get to see what actually we want to show over there. So don't worry about that right now. So we'll just quickly format that. We'll just go to callout value, and we'll change this to yellow color. Okay, and okay, so this is fine. You'll just reduce this to 13, and we will just turn on the category also, and or we'll just leave off it. We don't want to show anything. All right, and now let's see how we can use this in visual. So we have created our tooltip, but when you hover over your mouse over here, you cannot see it connected to this. So for that, what we will to do, just select this visual, go to format visual, and then just search here. Just search your tooltip. Just search your tooltip. You can see tooltip is here. Okay, as soon as you search it, just on this tooltip, then go to options, and here you can see report page. Okay, we have to use it report page, and when you go in page, you will get an option over here which tooltip page we have to use. So we have to use for calendar chart. Okay, and now when you hover your mouse over here, you can see for 16th June. So if you want to see for, let's say, 4th, or we can say, let's say, 8th of June. So whenever you click open, take your mouse over here, you will get the entire information over here. So on 8th of June, you will get the date also to be displayed over here. You will see what were the total sales, total orders, and the total quantity sold on this. And with respect to last month, same date, that is for 8th of May 2023, what were the sales and the sales difference with respect to current month, right? So if you see, change the May month, now we are in May month. Let's say you want to see for 18th of May. So whenever you hover your mouse, automatically it will show us the values for 18th of May. You can see in the tooltip that also that the values are been shown for 8th of May, and then the total sales over here. So again, we will do some formattings over here. Let's come here, and here I will just select this visual. So we don't want to show this separators over here, so we will remove that. So just go in call out values. First we'll do it for total sales. So in call out value, select this total sales first, and go in display units and select as none. Okay, similarly select for total orders, go in display unit and select as none. And here as well, for quantity sold, go in display and here just select as none. Okay, and we'll also show the accent bar for this. So just go down, select cards, scroll down, and turn on the accent bar. Okay, we'll use 3, and the color coding we will use it as this. Okay, so that is nothing but somewhat matching to coffee color, right? Go back to our visual, and now whenever I select, let's say for 15th of May I want to see, you will get the exact values, right? So instead of rounding them off, uh, so you will lose some information over there that what is the exact value. So total sales is what, 5385 on 15th May 2023. You will get the total orders value, you will get the total quantity sold, and you will also be able to see with respect to last month on same day, that is for 15th April, how are the sales with respect to that particular day in current particular day, right? That is on 15th May, which we have selected. So in this way we have created this tooltip also, and we have, you know I mean to say, this is a very advanced chart which we are showing here, and I hope you have learned so many things from this, and we will move ahead to our next chart requirement. All right, so now next, I will just add a line below this. So before moving ahead, I will add a line above and below this, so that it will be our separate for the chart. So they will distinguish the charts in between them. So what I will do, I will just go in insert, I will go in shapes and I will add a line from here. Okay, so this is the line which we are going to make use of. I will just reduce the size and let's bring it over here, right? And reduce it likewise. All right. All right. So now just select this. We will just quickly do some formattings on this. So just go in style and fill color. We'll use a fill color as, let's go in more color, and I will use a fill color as hashtag. I will use the color code as 9D6248. Okay. So this will be our fill color. I will just copy this for now. Okay. So it's not changing the fill color. So we'll change the border. Okay. So just change the border instead. And I will just paste it over here and we are changing. So you can see border will be changed and we will just increase the transparency to 45%. Okay. So this will be our, or we'll just increase the transparency more and go to border and we'll increase it to, let's say 55%. Okay. So now this looks nice, right? So I'll just copy this again, Control C, Control V, and I will add it at the top also here. All right. So this will be the placeholders. So this also looks nice, perfect. All right. So now next what, we'll just go to our requirement documents and here we can see we have to do it. The next chart which we have to build is sales analysis by weekends, that is weekdays and weekends, right? So now what we have to do here is based on weekdays and weekends, how the sales are been performing, and the same we have to do. So for that, what we have to do here is we don't have any field available over here which says whether it is a week, a day or weekend. So we have to manually first create a column which represents whether it is a weekend or weekday. And remember that the terminology which we are going to use here is a weekend for us will be Saturday and Sunday. Those will be weekends. And from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to Friday, those will be our weekdays. So based on that only we are going to write our logic. So now this logic we are going to build actually in our date table. So I will go in table view and we are going to do it in date table. So just select the date table first and I will right click here and I will create a new column. Okay, so we are going to create a new column over here and I will name that column by weekday or slash weekend. Okay, so this is the new column and for that we have to write a if condition. So right, I will write a if logical condition here. So if day name, okay, so we already have a day name in our data. So we are going to make use of this field. So if it is Sunday or Saturday, then it will be called as weekend. Otherwise it will be weekday. So the same thing, if day name, so the day name column we are going to make use of if day name, it is equal to, okay, in double inverted comma, you have to write Saturday. Okay, make sure you are writing the same thing, whatever it is available over here. That is capital SAT or, okay, so or for how we write or in Power BI, we have to use two pipe operators, right? So two pipe operators, it will be an or condition, and I will just copy this entire thing again, Control V, okay. Or if it is equal to Sunday, right? If it is equal to Saturday or if it is equal to Sunday, comma. Okay, so if this is the logical test, what should be result if it is true? If it is this condition, then it should be displayed as weekend, right? So this should display as weekend and comma. If it is false, if any value of other apart from this, then it should be obviously weekday. Right? And I will just close the bracket and I will hit enter. So you can see the column has been created. You can see Sunday is weekend, Monday is weekday again. Again here Saturday and Sunday, these two are again weekends, right? So I hope you have understood how we created this. Now we will go in report view and now we will create our visual. So to create a visual, what I will do, I will take a donut chart. Okay, so this is the donut chart which we are going to make use of. And now we will take this particular new field which we created and I will add it into legend and we want to see it for total sales. So I'll just total sales and I will add it over here, right? So now we will just do quickly formattings for this and we are going to show it over here. So I'll just go to format visual. First I will go in general and I will specify the height and width for this. So for height, I will use the height as 195 and the width we are going to use at 308. Okay. So this is the width and height we are going to use and now just add it over here nice and clean. Okay. So this is the chart. And now what I will do, uh, just format this. So go in effects. I will turn on the effects, go in title, and the title will be just remove total sales. It will be sales by week, day or weekend. Okay, similar be title we are going to keep it. So just the title will be for us, we'll change it to semi bold. Okay, we will change it to white. Okay, and we'll reduce the size. Okay, 11, or we'll keep it at 10. All right, so just let's see what size we have here. I guess 10 is fine for us, right? And now just go here, go to visual now, turn off the legends. We don't want to show the legends. And in details, we want to show the name of that particular week or weekend also. So we'll show the category and date value. Okay, so we want to show, let's see what we are showing here. We want to show category and all those things. Percentage of total or all detail levels. Just click on all detail levels. So you'll get to see all of this, right? And we'll just go to values over here and we will change this to let's say it should be equal to 8, and this will be equal to semi bold, and the color should be this, right? So weekend and weekdays, right? And we'll change some more. So go in slices, go in spacings, and the space we'll use at 80%. For weekday we will give different color. So for weekdays we will use the color code as hashtag VA6239. Okay, and for weekends we'll use the color code as hashtag 95441F. All right, so this is with respect to weekend and weekday. And at center we have to add a we can say, you can see we have added a total revenue over here. That is the total revenue for that, right? So to add this, what we will do, we will take a new card visual. Okay, I will just take a new card visual and we will just add a total sales over here. All right, and now we will just do some formattings over here. So what we are doing here is nothing but small formattings we will do. And for that, I'll just choose as 11 semi bold. Oops, not this category will we have to change. So we have to change it to semi bold. First go in general and turn off the background. We'll choose this as white color, and the size for this we'll choose at 11. Okay, and now just reduce this. Similarly for category label we will use it as 8, and we'll use this, that is total sales. Okay, yeah, so total sales. And okay, so let's do this. Now let's bring it over here. All right, perfect. And now what we have to do is we'll add the this line also. We'll see Control V and we'll add it at this point. Perfect. Right. So now we have to so just what we can analyze from this particular chart is weekend contribute to 25% of sales for May month, and similarly weekend majority of shares are there for weekend, that is 75%, right? So you can just see it for different months how they are performing like this, right? All right, so now as per our problem statement, the next one we have to find out the sales analysis by store location. And in this, again, we have to visualize three, insights. The first is the sales by different store location. In the same way, also we have to show month over month difference as well as metric based on the selected month. So that is with respect to that selected month, we have to show the month over month difference, and also the month on month sales increase and decrease in that particular each store with respect to that last month, right? So now this is again an advanced chart. I can say here you can see this is a custom chart which we have created. You cannot create a direct chart. Power BI won't give you this. So we have to do some calculations, DAX calculations, and some formatting options we have to change so that you will get this particular chart over here. So now to get this chart, what we will do, I will use this particular called clustered bar chart. So I'll just select this cluster bar chart and I will reduce it likewise. Okay, and now what we have to find out over here is by store location. So we have a store location field over here. I will drag it into y-axis, and then we want the total sales. So I will just take total sales and I will add it into x-axis. So now this is the simple chart which we get when we drag these two fields over here. But actually we want something different, right? And to do that, we have to use some DAX calculations. So first thing what we have to do here is right now we only have one axis over here, right? But you can see we need two axes. One will take this bar chart and one more axis will take this particular label over here. That is nothing but the store location name, and then in front of that we want the total sales value as well. So how to create one more axis? So for that, I will just right click over here and I will create a new measure, and I will name that measure as nothing but placeholder. Okay, I will use it as placeholder and we'll use it as 0. Okay, so only 0 value. That is that value or the holder of this particular placeholder. It is nothing but 0 value. And that we are going to use here. Why we are using 0 value? Because we don't want a bar to be generated for it. So if it is 0 value, it will be at this particular position only and no bar will be created for it, right? So I'll just close it and I will bring that placeholder, and you can see whenever I'm bringing it over here, make sure that you are adding at above the cells in x-axis. So just you can see a black line has been created and just release it. So this is at above. If it by mistakenly it is at bottom, you just have to drag it and place it at top. Okay, so you can just place it at top, and you can see now some changes are been seen in our chart. And now we have to do some formattings, right? So for that, first I will go in format your visual, and from here we will turn off the legends. We don't want to show the legends which are been created. Then from y-axis we will turn off the title. We don't want to see the title. Similarly, in x-axis we will turn off the values as well, and we will turn off the title as well, right? So now you can see the title of this particular has been gone a bit up. So let's see what we will do. We'll turn on the data labels. So as soon as I turn on the data labels, so for this there are two data labels, because in our visual in x-axis there are two metrics. One is placeholder with 0 value. You can see a 0k for that, and actually the total sales for this particular thing, right? Similar thing what we will do now, we have to first thing what I will do, we will just change the color of these bars, right? So we want to change the bar color, so I will just go to format visual, go in bar, and here make sure, right? So at the start, if all it's been selected over here, so right now if all is selected, you won't see any option available for you to change over here. So make sure in series you select total sales, and as soon as you do, you will see an option here to change the color, and just click on this, and I will just use more colors, and the color code I will be using will be hashtag B 36541. Okay, so this will be the color which we will be using, similar to something coffee color, right? And now what we have to do some calculations over here. So first what I will do, I will just use close this and now go to y-axis. And when I will turn off these values, I don't want to see these values over here, right? Or I will keep these values. I will show you what we are doing actually. So let's keep these values for now. Now what I will do, we have to create one calculation over here such that it will show a display name as this name should be displayed over here. That is Astoria. That is the store location, and there will be one pipe operator, and in front of that total sales will be used, right? So for that I will write one calculation, and I will name it as new measure, and I will name it as label for store location. So this will be label because we are going to make use it as label, and I will use a calculation first as selected value, right? So selected value, this is nothing but not selected columns. It should be selected value, and the selected value is nothing but which value from this measure we have to select, so that that will be visible over there. So it is nothing but you know that this particular chart is created from store location, so we'll use same value, that is store location. Close this. Okay, and what we have to show with respect to this also we have to show, and what we have to show, one pipe operator. Okay, so I will add a pipe operator in double inverted commas, one pipe operator. But remember that before and after that pipe operator we have to show one space. So just click here, one space, click here, and one space. So here one space and here one space, right? And again, what we have to do here is we have to use a format functions to show the total sales. So if you do not use, so let's say we will just show a total sales over here, right? Not total orders, it should be total sales, right? And total sales, and I will just hit OK, right? And now I will close this, go again to select this, go again here. You will have to already turn on the data labels. And now here we have to apply the settings to placeholder, right? So this placeholder value, we have to change it. So I'll just select the placeholder here. And now you can just go in values here. You have an option here called values. Just click here. And here you can see placeholder has been selected. Just click on it and it will ask us to select which field you want to, mention over here in our visual, right? So we want to we have already created that particular field, that is label for placeholder. So that is for store location. We want to show this. As soon as you click this, you can see instead of that zero value, we are seeing this particular value. Getting or not? Now we already have this value over here. So why to show this value, right? So we will just go ahead and turn off this value. So just go in y-axis and turn off the values, right? Just turn off the values, and you can see a beautiful chart is now created in front of you. But one thing you can see over here, that this particular value which you can see, it is showing it as a complete value, but we want to show 1,000 separator, and we want to show a display unit as in terms of 1,000, that is k. So the same what calculations which we wrote, that is for that is the label for that particular store holder, that is store location, we will find that, where is it? Here it is. Okay, so this is the label. So what we will do, we will use a format function here first. So we'll use a format function. We have to divide it by 1,000 to create 1,000 separator, comma, what should be it formatted to? So I will add in double inverted commas. We have to show it in, we have to show a dollar symbol first, then it will be formatted to 0 point, okay, and we want two decimal after that, so 0.00, and at the last k, that is for 1,000 as a display unit. Close this and close this, and as soon as you hit enter, you can see this value will change, right? So you can see dollar symbol is added and 52.43k, right? So now just select this, we will go to general, and in effects we will turn off the background color, and we will just try to place it over here now. Okay, so just try to place it over here nice and clean. All right. Okay, so now we will change the title as well. So title here, it will be what? Sales by store location. Okay, so this is sales by store location, and we'll change it to white color, size as 10, and the font style as Sage over UI semi-bold. Okay, similarly we have to change this also. So what we will do, we'll go back to visual again, and we will change it all of them at once. But here you can see we have to show here the what we can say month on month increase, decrease, and month over month change. So for that, what we will do, so now we will go again back to data labels. So we were here, so we just go back to data label. So now instead of placeholder, now select total sales. So now we don't want to select this total sales or show here total sales. So select total sales here, go to visual, sorry, the value, select this, and instead of this, what we have to show, we have to show month on month the calculations which we created to do this, right? So this particular calculation. So just select that calculation, that is nothing but month on month growth and difference for sales. So as soon as you do, you can see the value is changing now. So for this bar, this value will be shown. Similarly, now just go ahead here, and instead of total sales, now select all, go to value now, and instead of this color, we'll choose it as white, and size will be 8, and we'll use the font color as, or the font style as Calibri. Okay, so this is the font style which we are going to use. All right, guys. So you can see we have created this chart, but it is not formatted in descending order. So just select this chart, go here, sort the axis, and you have to sort it axis with respect to total sales. Just select the total sales, and automatically the maximum will be at top with respect to that particular value, right? So I'll just take it a bit up, and it will be good to go, right? So in this way, we have created this custom chart which will give us the three informations, that is the total sales, the month or month change, and the month on month difference. And so if you want to see for different months, you can see for April the values are changing with respect to that, right? So this is something which we created for store location, right? So this was our one requirement. And the next we have to go it for sales trend over, right? All right. All right, so now let's move ahead to our next requirement. And as per our problem statement, we have to design a chart which is nothing but daily sales analysis with average line. And now again in this also we have to display the three insights, and based on that the first one is display daily sales for that selected month with a line chart, or but instead of line chart we are going to make here use of a column chart. So what we have to display is the daily sales for the selected month. When we say selected month, it is nothing but the month which we are selected in this particular slicer, right? And also we have to incorporate an average line on that, right? So that is nothing but we have to show the average daily sales, and that particular average line should be added on that particular line chart, and then highlight those particular chart which are above average and below average, right? So these three things we have to do over here. So first what we will do, first I will just take the placeholder for this. So I will just copy this placeholder, so control C control V, and I will just bring it down over here, right? I'll just try to place it over here vertically. All right. And now I will just select this, go to general, go to properties, and I will increase the height to 185. Okay, so we'll use an height of 185 for this. All right. And just to bring it over here. Nice. Perfect. Now what we will do, I will take a column chart. Okay, so we will show everything in this column chart. So here I will take a stacked column chart from here, and I will just reduce it likewise. Okay. And now what I will do, from here we have to show with respect to daily sales, right? So from here I will take the transaction date. Okay, so just let's find the transaction date. So here you can see you have an option called field, that is transaction date. So I will add it on the x-axis, and then I will just take the total sales and I will add it on the y-axis, right? So these are the the chart which we have created. Now we will do some quickly formatting on this, and then we will try to place it over here. So what I will do, I will just select, let's say I will just select this particular chart, that is donut chart, and I will just go to home and just click on format painter and just click over here, right? So you can see automatically all the things are formatted, but just a little bit more formatting we have to do. And I will just go here and I will just change the title first. Okay, so the title for us should be, let's see what should be the title. It is sales analysis. Okay, so let's say sales. Okay, let's see the title what we have mentioned. Sales trend over the period, right? So we'll name it as sales trend over the period. Okay, so this will be our title. Then go to visual, and in x-axis. Okay, so for on x-axis we will turn off the title. We don't want title. Similarly on y-axis also we don't want the title, right? All other things we need it. Next thing what we will do now, we will turn off the grid lines also. Just select the grid lines, turn off all the grid lines which we have. All right, and now just bring it over here. Just try to bring this chart in this particular placeholder which we created. All right, okay. So now what we have to do here, guys, so just select this, go over here, and in x-axis we will just format these two both things, right? So just select the x-axis, go to values, and instead of this we will just choose 8, and we will choose the value as Calibri. All right, and we will just choose this as this particular thing, right? Similar thing we have to do it for y-axis also. Go to values, we will choose the value as 9 and font style as Calibri, and this to be a 10% answer, right? And now what we have to do, we have to first plot the average line on this, right? But we have to write a calculation first for the average line for to be shown in this particular graph. So first what we will do, we will write a measure for that. I will just right click over here and I will click on new measure. All right. And I will name this particular measure as average, or we'll name it as daily average sales, right? And now in this you cannot just write the average sales and then bring that into visualization. Why? Because if you do that, it will give the average of that particular entire data which we have. And I mean to say, for that particular month it will consolidate all the months and then it will give you the average. What we add is the average of entire daily sales. Okay, so it should be grouped on daily sales, then combine it and then find out the average, right? And that should be changed with respect to filter which we are operating over here, right? So to do that, what we have to do first is we have to use average x function. So that is average x function we'll be using. And with respect to that, we will add two arguments on that. The first one is all selected. This is a filter function which we are going to make use of, right? So it returns, I mean to say, whenever we operate this particular filter over here, based on that filter, it gives us the value and the in average particular selected. We can say all selected value. We are going to make use of the first field, that is nothing but transaction date. Okay, so we are going to show it for transaction date. Why transaction date? Because we are taking on x-axis whatever field we are using to show over here, it is a transaction date time, right? So we will take the transaction date value from here. So it is where here is transaction date. All right, comma. First, we will close this particular bracket for average x. Close this bracket, comma. Then the second expression, you want to find out the average of what value? It is nothing but we have to find it for total sales, right? Because we are showing the sales quantity over here, because on y-axis we have taken the sales and we have to find out the average of that particular thing. And then I will close this bracket and I will just hit end, right? So now this is the average for this, and now we have to plot this into our on this particular bars in form of a line, right? Now to do that, just select this particular chart, then go to visual format, and here you have one more option called add further analysis. Okay, so just click on add further analysis, and here you have an option called constant line. So just click on that, and then you have an option here to add the line. Just click on here, and you can see now we have uh, a small line is been added over here, right? So dotted line. So if I change it to white color, okay, so you can see a white color line is been added because the value of that line is 0 right now. Okay, but we want that particular line to be displayed, some other value we have to show it for that, right? So if you again create add line again, it will show at 0 value only. So what we have to do here is we have to select the average calculations which we created. So for that, I will just click on fx, and from field value we have to just search for average. Okay, so this is the daily average, and this is the field which we just wrote the dax for, and I'll just click on OK. As soon as you do, you can see the line has been created over here, which is the average daily sales for that selected month. Okay, so here we have April. If you choose month, you can see values will be changing. So now you also have to do some formatting quickly on this. I will just do a formattings on this, and I will choose the particular color for this as gray. Okay, so let's choose this particular gray, right? And yeah, we will show this in front. Okay, so let's show it in front of this. That is behind, the bars will be behind and the line will be visible in front of us. Then we also want to show the value of that particular average line. So just turn on the data labels. Okay, so it will be at left, and we just want to show name and the value as both. But name it is showing as, so just click on both first. So it is showing at a constant line, so we will change it. So just double click over here, okay, on the add line, and I will name it as average sales. Okay, so these are our average sales, and just hit enter. So automatically you can see the name has been changed over here, and the color also will change it to this particular thing, right? So now these are our average cells. So, and one second. Okay, the style also we will show, the transparency is also correct, all these things. Okay, so now we are showing the average sale. So whenever you change it, okay, so now let's say you are changing it, and you will see that it is changing with respect to whatever changes we are doing, right? So whenever we are changing any filter, the average will change with respect to that, right? So you can see the average is changing with respect to that. And now we have to highlight the bars which are above average and which are below average, right? So now to highlight the bar, again we have to write one more tax for that. And based on that tax, we will be giving an column conditioning, that is conditional formatting to this particular bars. So first we will write the calculation. I will right click and click on new measure, and I will just name that particular measure as let's say color for bars. Okay, you can name it anything. So I will name it at for color for bars, right? And I will write the calculation, just a simple if condition we'll be using. So if condition, so we have to add the logical test over here. So nothing but if total sales, right? So these are the bars which are plotted vertically for each and every day. Those are nothing but the total sales, right? So if the total sales of each particular bar, it is greater than this average sales, right? So that is nothing but daily average sales, right? So if this particular bar's total sales is greater than this particular line, that is average sales, and if this condition is satisfied, right? So if this is satisfied, that is nothing but this bar is going above that particular line. So then what we want, it should be named as above average. Simple. So it should be above average. Okay. And make sure whatever you type here, okay, whatever you are typing here, the same text you have to use later in the conditional formatting. So this is case sensitive. So make sure what you are typing and what, so comma, I have added comma over here. So what if it is false, right? So if this condition is not satisfying, then it should be below average. Simple, right? So this is the condition which we are going to use. And I will just hit enter. Then I will close this. Now go to columns and here you have an option called effects, that is conditional formatting. Just click on that. And here we are going to make use of rules. Okay. And we are going to choose the field as color for bars. Okay. And if the text is what? Above average, and make sure you write same thing here, the whatever you wrote in calculation, above average. Okay, so if text is above average, then we will choose the color for that. So I will just click on more colors and I will use the color code for this as hashtag B3651. Okay, so this is the color if it is above average, and I will add the new rule. And if it is below average, okay, so if this is below average, I will click on more colors and I will add the code for this as 73361C. Okay, so these are the two colors for me. I'll just click on OK. And automatically you can see here, guys, whichever bars are above this average line, those are, colored in lighter color. We can say it is highlighted, and those ever are less than that, those are, shaded, or they are been grayed out, right? So we can see they are giving as low highlighted, right? So these are the days which are having the total sales which is greater than the average sales of entire particular those days. Getting it? So this is a good insight for our client, and you can see it for different months. Let's say if you want to see it for March, if you want to see it for January, okay, you want to see it for June, all right, let's say you want to see it for April, right? So you can see those are changing with respect to whatever we are choosing, right? So you can see for February also, you can see for May. Likewise, you can choose and you can take an insight from this, right? So again, what we have to do is I'll just select this and I will just add the labels on this. So few labels we just want to share, not all of those. So just click on this and then we will go to data labels and I will just turn this on. So you can see these data labels, few are shown whichever we can on this particular Power BI. So it identifies automatically. But we want to show it in vertical format. So for that, what I will do, I will just choose instead of horizontal, I will choose it as vertical and I want to show it inside end, that is inside this particular bars. And the value which we are choosing here, instead of Sage, I will choose it as Calibri. Okay, so these are the values which we are showing right now on this particular chart, right? So this is nothing but sales trend over the period, and in this particular chart we are visualizing three particular values over here. So that is average sales, which bars are highlighted above and below average, and the total sales of those particular date, whichever month we are selecting, right? So I hope you have understood this, and we will move ahead to our next requirement. All right, so now as per our problem statement, the next what we have to find out is sales analysis by product category, right? And so here also we have to create you can say this particular vertical bar chart. And in this particular thing, what we can say is not vertical bar chart, horizontal bar chart. You can see the type of the bar chart is same as we created for the store location. So we will make use of this same thing. So what I will do, I will just copy this particular thing, Control C and Control V. The same chart will make use of this particular chart itself. So what we have to do is instead of store location, what we want here, so here we want the product category. So here you have a product category. I will just select that and I will just increase the size likewise. You can see these are the product category. But what we have to do here is, guys, we have to change few calculations for this, right? So that is nothing but this particular placeholder or the label holder which we used over here. So this will be different for this particular, and as well as this particular values which we are showing, those will be also different for this particular chart, right? So based on that, we have to change those calculations. So first we will write the calculation for that. So you can see if I search the label, so this is the label for store location we used. So I will just copy the same calculation. We will make use of the same calculation. Control. I will just select all and Control C. And then I will just delete this, and in transaction I will just create a new measure. So create it in transactions table, don't create it in date table, right? So I'll just take a new measure, I will paste it over here. So now here instead of a label, so this will be for what? This will be for product category. I will name it as product category. Okay. And instead of this store location, okay, so just we have to change one thing, that is instead of store location, that is here we want to show the product category. So just select the product category from here, and all other the formatting will remain the same. So I just select OK. And next thing what we can see here is in our chart, if you can see, we are just showing the month on month, month or month increase and decrease of that. We are not showing the month on month difference for this. So for that, we have to write a new calculations. I mean to say not a new calculation, just modify the original calculation. So for that, you can see we have already created the month on month calculation for the sales which were used here. The same calculation we will use, just the output we will change it with respect to our requirement. What? Okay, so now I'll just select this entire thing, Control C, and I will just right click over here and I will create a new measure. So right click, create a new measure, and I will paste it over here. And here instead of this, what we will name this as? We will name it as product category label. Okay, so this is product category label for us. And the same label we are going to make use for the other thing, that is for based on products also. So instead of just giving the product category label, we'll just name it as a new label, new month on month label. Okay, so we'll give the new month on month label. And instead of this, okay, entire return, we just instead of showing the entire value, we have to just show it up to the month on month, right? So we want only this much value over here, right? So just everything after that, we'll just delete everything and we'll just close this bracket. Finish. Only this much change we have to do, because we don't want everything in output. We just want the upward arrow, then we want a space, and then we want to show the sign plus or minus and the value for month on month. Okay, or month on month. Now just select this and I will close this. Now select this particular chart, just go to format your visual, then I will just go to data labels. Okay, and in data labels you have to go in values over here, but first we will change it for the value which is for zero placeholder, right? So you know that we are changing this for zero placeholder, that is uh, inst instead of showing zero value over here, we are showing this particular, that is the category, that is we are going to show product category over here and the value for that. So just go over here, first change that particular label to placeholder, then come to values, and from here just select this, and instead of this what we will be using is the label for product category. Okay, so label for product category. So just select this, and you can see automatically the label has been shown over here, right? So because we have chosen the correct label now. Similarly, just go over here and select it for total sales now. Okay, so just select this for total sales, and instead of this, go to value, and here instead of showing month on month, we will show the new calculation which you created, that is month on month. And you can see now only we are showing the increase and decrease of the sales, right? And similarly, whatever values we are showing for this, I will just go to data labels, and here just we have to show this inside this particular end. So for that, you can see the position is there. We will show it inside end. Okay, so inside this particular data labels we are going to show. Okay, so in this way we are going to show this particular chart. And now what I will do, I will just do some more formatting on this, that is height and width of this. So I will just choose this, and for us the width of this I will choose it as 250, right? And one more thing we have to do is we have to add, you can see we have to add a placeholder for this, right? So that is the background placeholder. So I'll just copy it from here, Control C, Control V, and I will add it over here. Okay, I'll just select the specific gap between, and I will extend it at the end. Okay, so now you can see this chart has been gone behind this particular holder which we just added. So just select this particular placeholder, go to format, and just click on send backward. Okay, as soon as you do, it will go back and your chart will come forward. Just click away and I will just bring that chart over here, right? So just try to place it on the proper position. So I'll just increase in this way. It will just reduce it likewise. Just bring it to left. Perfect. Okay, so you can see these are the cells by. So we changed the title also. So just go to general and we have to change the title. So it is sales by what? Product category. Okay. So this is sales by product category. All right. And you can see from what insight we can take is for May month, coffee sales has contributed the maximum. You can see the sales for that particular product category. Second is tea. Then third one is bakery. Then the drinking chocolate, and then the all others. Right. And with respect to last month, you can the sales has been increased with this particular percentage, which you can see in front of your screen, right? So this is the insight we wanted to create for this. And now you can see we have to add a vertical line over here. That will be the placeholder between these two, the charts which we are going to create forward. So we'll just copy the same line over here, Control C, Control V, and instead of this, we'll just make it vertical. Okay, one second. Just make it vertical. So for that I will just go in style, and here you can just see rotation over here. So just for rotation choose it as 90-degree. Okay, as soon as you do, you can see it is now vertical. Just increase the size likewise now. Okay, so we'll just bring nearer to each and just increase it vertically likewise. Perfect. All right. All right, so now the same, now what we have to do is we have to do it for the other requirement. So if you see, the other requirement we have is for top 10 products by sales. Okay, now here we have to show top 10 products. And remember, we are going to make use of a same chart, right? So I'll just take it to the left a bit. Okay, perfect. So now we will make use of the same chart. So I will just Control C and Control V over here, and I will just bring it over here. Okay, perfect. So you can see we are showing the same thing over here. So just we have brought it over here now. And now just select, I'll just bring it to right a bit. And now what we have to do, we'll just choose this particular chart and make changes in this itself. So we'll not create again things over and over again. So it will save our time. So I will just select this. So instead of product category, so I will just uncheck this product category, and we have to show it for what? Different products, right? So I will just choose the product type from here. Okay. Uh, and so now we have to show everything for a product type. So let me check if we are showing it for product type. Yes, yeah, we are showing it for product type itself. Now what we have to do here is we have to change all the placeholder again. And but we have first thing what we have to do is, you can see as per our requirement, we want to only show it for top 10 products, right? So first select this particular chart, then go to filters over here, and we have to show it for top 10 products, right? So you can see here we have a product type. So just collab this option, and here instead of basic filtering, we'll use top 10 filtering. Okay, top n, and here we have to add top 10. We have to show top 10 by what value? We want to show it by total sales. So just take total sales and add it over here, and then just click on apply filter, and automatically you will get the top 10 values over here. But you can see the folders which we are showing here, those are nothing but for product category, and that's the reason you are showing coffee, tea. That is nothing but we are showing the wrong value over here. So what we have to do here is we have to again create a placeholder calculations for that, right? So again, what we will do, I will just search for the label, and here you can see this is the calculation which you are going to modify. Just copy this and right click over here and create a new measure, and I will just paste over here, and here it will be for label for product type. Okay, so this will be for row label for product type, and instead of product category, here we will have to choose the product type. Okay, just hit enter and close. And the calculation which we are showing here, that is for numerical, that is month or month change, the same calculation will be remained as it is, because we are not changing that calculation. We want that calculation for total sales only for the month or month increase. So that calculation will not change. The value which you are showing here, that is correct. Similarly, this particular thing is also correct. That is the total sales for this bar. Only the holder we have, that is nothing but the label we have to change. So for that, just select this particular chart. Then I will just go to format visual, then go to data labels, and here we have to choose total sales. Just select the total sales and just go to value over here. Select this particular thing, and here the value we will change now to we have to change the label for product type. Okay, so now we have to change it for product type. All right. Oh, so we have don't have to do it for total sales. I'll just undo it. We have to do it for the other placeholder. Okay. So we have to do it for placeholder. Okay. Now go to value, and now here we have to change it. So label for product type. And as soon as you do, you can see the values are now changing. I will just collapse this, and this is the chart which we wanted to create, right, guys? So this is very simple. Now first thing what we have to analyze over here is, and what insights can be taken are, overall if you see for that particular month, these are the top 10 product categories, and if you click over here, automatically this will be filtered. Based on that, the filtering is bit done, but you can see the filter is not done correctly, right? So I will show you how to show the filters correctly, because right now it is highlighting, but it should actually filter the values and show you the correct horizontal bars, which it is not showing right now. At the end, when we complete this tutorial, I will show you how to do those formattings and all those things. Getting or not? So now this was the chart. Now we'll just add the again this particular you know separator over here. All right. So let me check with this. Perfect. Okay. So this I will just stick to left. All right. Perfect. Right. So now this was for sales by product category. So now next chart which we have to design as per our problem statement, and if you can see here, the next one is the sales analysis by days and hours, which will be our last chart to design. And in this again we have to utilize a heat map to visualize the different sales trend, right? And the same thing which we have did in the calendar heat map, same things we have to do over here, just the different fields we have to visualize. And again, we have to also implement a tooltip to show all of these three metrics: sales, orders, and quantity, whenever we hover over our mouse on that particular day or that particular hour, right? So now while building this chart, we are going to make use of a matrix chart. So just select a matrix chart from here. So I'll bring it over here in this particular open area. And now what we have to do here is we have to bring a transaction time field over here. So when I bring this transaction time field into rows, because if you want to display into the rows, when I bring into the rows, you can see it is summing up all the values, and this is what we don't want. So first what we will do, the table which we have, or the value which we have as in this particular transaction time, we will extract the hours from this, right? So what we will do for that, I will just right click over here and I will create a new column. Okay, so first we'll create a new column, not new measure, because from each of this particular thing, right? So from each of this particular time we have to extract r. Okay, just the r for from here, right? So what I will do here, I will write a calculation. I will just right click and I will click on new column, and I will name it as R. Okay, just name it as R. And the same function we'll be using, that is R function, and we want it to be on based on time, that is on transaction time, right? Just select this and hit enter. So as soon as you do, you will get an that specific R in this particular column whichever we are going. That if it is 9:15, then it will give us a 9, right? So likewise, it will give a round off, and it will just take the first values which we are having, that is R's value, right? Then just go over here, and now what we will do, we'll make use of that particular R field which we created. So from here, we will take R and I will add it into rows. Now you can see we'll get all the R's in this particular vertical manner, right? Which will be a categorical value now. And so in rows, we want to display hours, but in horizontal, that is in vertical or a column, we have to display the days, that is Monday, Tuesday. But and for that, we have already created a field in the date table, that is day name, which we utilized it over here. So we'll just take day name and I will add it into columns, right? This is the things which we have to do. Now what I will do, I will quickly do some formattings, or before that, what I will do, we have to show it for total sales. So I'll just take total sales and I will add it into values. Getting? So now what we will do, I will just change this particular size of this. I will just go here. I will go in general, and next what I will do, I will just go in properties, and for this, the height which we are going to use is it will be, so first we'll choose width, so it will be 370. Okay, and the height for us will be 308. Okay. So this is the height and width which we are going to use, and I'll just bring it over here nice and clean. Okay. So this is the area which we are going to make use of, right? So now this select this entire thing, go to general again, and from here go to effects and turn off the background. Okay. So these things we'll do right now only. Now go to visual and we have to do the formattings on this, right? So now in style, so instead of default, we'll choose it as none. We don't want none, we don't want any style to be displayed over here, right? And then we will go in grid. So we will turn off the grid lines. I'll just turn on the grid lines, one width, and we have to match the color of the grid lines to this particular background color, right? So I'll just choose this. I will go in more colors, and the same color code which we used for this background, same you might have it. I will be using as hashtag 402 and B1E, the same color code which you are going to use, so that the grid lines we are using, but they won't be visible over here. Similarly, for vertical grid lines, color the same color which you are going to use, that is the same color code. Okay. And for border also, the same color code we will be using, right? So the border will be going out from here. Then just go to column headers. Okay. So column headers will be showing it in white colors, and the font size we'll be using is as 8, right? And we will just make it to center alignment. Okay, so from here we'll add the center alignment, right? The next thing what we have to do here is just to go to values over here. Okay, or 1 second. So just select the total sales from here, and one, just we'll do those things later, Rakesh. All right. So then go to specific column, just select the total sales, and then the display unit will make change in the display unit, just show it in thousands, and decimal points will show it as 0 decimal points itself, right? Now next thing what we will do, I will just reduce this particular size, okay, so that it will be adjusted. First we'll remove the totals from here, right? So we don't want to show the row subtotals. I will just turn them off. So we don't want the row subtotals to be shown. We want the column totals, but we don't want the row subtotals, right? Then next we have to go to row headers. Okay, so row headers also we'll just show it up to 8, and we'll use the value as white color. Okay. Then go to column subtotals. Go to values over here. We will show it to bold color, and again we'll show it to this particular thing. So text color will be white again. So it's taking white color. Let's check. So background color, we'll choose it first this. Okay. Let's see. So let's check it for grand totals. Okay. So here we'll make it as white. Okay. So a column grand totals actually we have to make. So just to keep it on the column subtotals, keep it on. But whenever you are giving the totals over here, make it for, this particular, that is for column grand totals, we have to change those particular values, right? Similarly, row grand totals, we are not showing the row grand totals at the bottom. So these aren't shown over here. Then the next thing what we have to do is we have to do the conditional formatting of this particular cells which we have here, right? So just go to cell elements here. We will just turn on the conditional bar over here and just click on FX, and we want to change the color. So we want it on total sales itself, but for lowest value, I will use the different color code for me. So for me, the color code will be 6C260E. So this will be the color code for if the value is lowest, so the darker color, and if it is the value is highest, so I will use other color code, that is hashtag D98D6 6B. Okay, so this is the color which you are going to use. I just click on OK, right? And now what we will do, we will adjust the size of this in between, right? So just increase this a bit. Okay, so that it is clearly adjusted over here. Okay, just make sure all having same space so it will look nice. Okay, perfect. And now this values also whichever we are having. So we don't want to display the values over here. So we can make use of that also. So what we can do is we just go to specific column. And you can see the text color also for this, the values we can choose it as from more colors, or you can just go to conditional formatting from here. Just go to total sales here, and here we'll give the conditional formatting, and we'll give the conditional formatting for font color. Okay, so for font color, I will give the same conditional formatting which we gave for the sale. So whatever value will be there, it will be automatically hidden behind that color. So just click on font color, and what I will do from here, we have to show it for a total sales gradient, and the same color code which we'll be using for lowest value, the same code which we used before, that will be 6C260E. And for the highest value, it will be hashtag D98D6B, and just click on OK. You can see automatically the values are present over there, but due to the same color for the sale element and the same color for the font of that particular number, it has been vanished from there. And that is what something the customization we have to do here, right? So again, we will select this and then just go over here, and whichever R's we are seeing now, we will just make it to center, so that we have to do it from row headers, and we will just center this. Okay, so you can see those are now centralized. All right, so this was the chart. And next thing what we will do, so whenever I hover over my mouse on this, we have to show the tooltip over here, right? So now we have already created one tooltip over here. So I'll just duplicate the same. So I'll just click on duplicate. You can see this has been duplicated, and I will just rename it. And instead of this, instead of calendar chart, it is for day and hour chart, right? So this will be for day and hour chart. And if you see our already created dashboard here, what we have to show here is we have to show the name of that particular day, the hour number, and then all other things are the same. Okay, so just we have to change this, right? So I will just delete this from here, or instead of this earlier state, what we have to show, I will just show here our hour. Okay, so this is the hour I will show here. All right, and you can see it is 2 million now. So don't worry about that. Whenever we hover our mouse on here, it will automatically show the correct hour over here. So I'll just show it here right now like this. Again, I will just Control C and Control V over here, and I will just bring it over here to show the day over here, right? So I'll just close this and change this, and we will bring the day name also over here, right? So day name automatically you are seeing it Friday, but whenever we bring it into visualization, it will show us the correct day, right? So now just come back to our page, and now what we will do, just select this chart and go here and just search for tooltip over here, right? So just search for tooltip. You can see I will just turn it on, go to options, and instead of calendar chart, it will be for day and hour chart. That's the only thing we have to do. So whenever I will hover over my mouse, you can see you are getting that particular tooltip over here. So one more thing what we have to do here is, you can see the number of hours. Okay, hours is something which is not visualizing correct. So just come back over here. We'll go here, and instead of sum of hours, we will just go over here, and here we will just show average. Okay, so just show average. Let's see if it is showing us the correct value now. Come over here, and now I will just choose this. Okay, so now it is giving us the correct value, right? So if you are at 10, you can see it will give us the 10 value, right? And now we will do some more formatting. Now here what I have to actually show is, in front of this I have to show R, and for that what we have to do, we have to do a calculations. For that we have to concatenate different text over here. So for that I will just right click and create a new measure for that. Okay, and I will name it as 24 hours. Okay, right. So then I will just write a calculation for that. Just we have to add a text for that is our number, and then I will just close this, and I will have to add a one space on the after that. I need a one space after that. So, and in double quotes I will add a space, and then I will use a format functions for this. And for value, for what we have to use is, I will have to take average. Okay, so I'll just take average. Average of what? Transaction R. Okay, so for this field I will take average first. Okay, comma, and I want to format it. I don't want to show any decimal points, so I will just add it here 0. Okay, so this is the things which we want to display, and I will just click on OK. And I will just close this, and instead of this we will just show the tooltip which we created, that is for hours. So just select this, so close this, and I will just use this. Okay, and I'll just increase it likewise, and this is the day, right? So when you go back to our page, and now when you again hover over your mouse on this, you can see you will get the R number as 9. The day is Tuesday on, and on that particular day you see the total sales, total orders, and total quantity sold, right? So similarly, likewise, whenever you over your on the different particular heat or that particular sales, you will get the information of that particular chart, right? So now, with respect to, and in addition to that, we have to add this particular bars also over here. That is nothing but for hours, we have to show the horizontal bars. And now to do that, what I will do, I will just use a bar chart over here, or you can just use a stack bar chart from here. I will just use the same. And here in what we want to show is we have to show it with respect to R. So I'll just take R and I will add it onto y-axis, and total sales I will add it onto x-axis, right? So these are the R's which we are going to show over here. But here you can see we have to sort it from by total sales, but instead it is sorting by R's. You can see the R's number, the maximum R is at top and the lowest is at bottom. So I will just go here and I will just select the chart first, and if you have a calculation, I think so, so we don't have a sorting option over here, but we will change it over here itself. So just go to format visual, first go to general, and from here I will just turn off the effects, then go to visual, go to y-axis actually, and here you can just see we can invert the scale. So I'll just invert this particular scale. As soon as you do, you can see that the R numbers are now changed from top to bottom, right? So we don't have to worry on that, right? If it is not, the option is not available over here, that is for to sort, right? Now what we will do, we'll just try to do some more formattings over here. So I'll just take it at over here, just turn off all the grid lines which we have, right? Then go to y-axis, turn off the values, turn off the title. Similarly, go to x-axis, turn off the values and turn off the title, right? And go to general and turn off the title from here as well, right? And now we'll just make it sync and we'll try to bring it over here. Just go over here, go to general, go to properties, and we'll just increase our height manually. Okay, so perfect. So what we want to try to, or what we are trying to visualize over here is, guys, so in front of this particular value, so this value you can see it is 4913, which is almost 5k. Here also you can see 14351, which is 14k. Here it is 18882, which is 19k. So same values are, these are the column total. Those are nothing but the we can say are uh, the for this particular 6 number hour, it is addition of all the days, and then it is showing here, and the same thing which we will get the value in the bars, right? So it is nothing but it is easy for us to visualize which are the highest selling days and highest selling hours, and from this you can take an insight from here that the morning period is the highest selling, that is from 7 to 10, there are the highest sales done, and then the sales are going dropping, or we are getting an average sales for that, right? So this can be easily visualized from this particular part. So we'll just do formatting on this, the same grid lines, not grid lines, I can say the grid colors which we have used, the gradient color, same we'll be using for this also. So I'll just go over here, select this chart, go over here, click on bars, and here we'll just change the conditional formatting. So I'll just use a different color for this. I'll just go here and I will change the same color which we used, that is hashtag 6C260E. Okay, and here we'll use the same color which we used again. That will be hashtag D98D6. Okay, and just click on OK, right? And just click on this and we will remove the legend. Okay, just turn off the legend, right? So this is the way we wanted to visualize these things. The same we have to do vertically for this bar chart, right? So I'll just Control C and Control V this chart. And instead of this chart, instead of this, we want it vertical. So make it vertical. I'll just increase it likewise. And instead of R, here we don't want to say R's, but we want to it by day name. Okay. So this is the day name. And now we will try to visualize it over here, right? So make sure that it is correctly and properly adjusted on here so that automatically it is taking those particular, this will be its placeholder for the labels also. Getting or not? So just try to adjust in that particular way, right? All right, perfect. Now what I will do, I will just select this and we will turn on the labels on this. So I'll just turn on the data labels and we'll just format those data labels quickly. Go to values and we'll just make it 8 and we'll make it Calibri and we'll make it as white. Okay. And display, just show the values. Let's see. Okay, where is that? So we'll just show values outside the end. Okay. So these are the outside the end values. And the same what we will do, we will go in general and here we'll turn on the title for this. Okay. So the title we will add here, and the title which we'll be using for, just see here, we will be using title as sales by days and hours. So it will be sales by days, 5 operator hours. Okay. And it will be Sagio semi bold and the font size would be 10 and the font color would be white. Perfect. All right. So in this way, we have visualized this as well, guys, and you can see we have completed our entire dashboard. The next thing what we have to do here is, you can see we have to add this particular, the filter over here, right? So we'll just make use of this filter and we'll just position it correctly over here. So for that, I'll just select this particular filter panel and go to format visual first, go to this particular properties, and you can see the padding over here. So I'll just go padding and I will just turn on the padding 0 for all of this. Okay, just use 0 padding for all. Then go to effects, turn off the background. Okay, so you can see we are not showing any background. We don't want to show any header also. I will just reduce the value now. Let's see where we are placing it. Okay, okay, here we will bring it. And so for values, we are going to use a background color as, let's say, this, or we'll use it as this, and the value would be black. Okay, the black value. Perfect. And we'll reduce the font to 8 and we'll make it as semi bold. Perfect. All right. And next, what we'll add this month over here. So I'll just copy this. It is nothing but text only. You can add it, and I will paste it over here. Okay. So I'll just delete it. So we'll just write a text from here itself. So just go in insert, and or you can just copy this text. So just Control C, Control V, and I will name it as month. Okay. Just select this entire thing, and we'll use the font size as 10, and we'll use it as just Sagio UI. Reduce it likewise, and just bring it and place it over here. All right. So this is the month for us. So just select it again more. We'll bring it more closer and make it at bold. Perfect. Okay. So this is the month filter for us. And you can add this also, the text. So we'll add the sales report. This is nothing but this is a sales report for us. Control C, Control V. So this is a sales report. All right. And we'll just reduce the size to 14 and we'll choose the color as yellow. Perfect. Okay. And we have to show that this is a filter panel. So just select this, Control C, Control V. And these are the filters over here which we are showing. So this is our filter panel. Okay, I will just increase the size of this filter panel to 11. Okay, and the shape you can see here, I will add that shape over here. So I will just go to insert, click on image, and let's see if I have that shape in downloads. I'm not sure if I would have it. Okay, let's check. Okay, so we have it over here, right? So just check it. You can download it from Google, the PNG image of filters. Perfect. Okay. All right. So now this is our coffee sales dashboard. One thing what you might have noticed is we have to use action filters also, make utilize of action filters. So when I click on weekend, so everything should be filtered. So here you can see it has been filtering, but it is actually highlighting. It is not proper filtering on this particular thing, right? So to do that, what we will do, I will just go to just first select this particular chart, then go to format and just click on edit interactions. As soon as you do, all these particular whatever filtering options we have, those will be opened over here. And now here you can see the option which is selected right now is highlight. So instead of this highlight, it is, you can see it is filled out with black color. So you have to choose filter over here. So all of this chart, just select the filter over here. Make sure the filter has been selected here as well. Make sure the filter has been selected. Similarly, just click on this. So when you are using this as a filter, this also it should be filtered. Okay. So you have to repeat this again and again for all the filters whichever you will be using, right? So just choose this, add this. For this also, when you will be using, it should be filtered likewise, right? For this also, I think so. This is remained for this. This is also remained, and this also, right? And now just click on this. It will go away. And now whenever you are using, let's say you want to see for weekdays, right? So whenever you click, you will get a complete filtered out value for those weekdays. That is, weekdays only falls on Monday to Friday, and you can see you will get an insights for those. Here also you'll get the KPIs to be sort filtered as well, right? Similar, if you want to see for store location as Hell's Kitchen, you will see entire things as well. You can see. So you can see here also this has to be remained. So I will edit the interaction and I will just change this to second, this particular. Okay. And I will again click this, and now you can see whenever I'm choosing, it has been filtering out likewise, right? Similarly, you can see by product category as well. So for product category also, I will just use this, and for this, I will change this also, right? So now for product category, when I am selecting, it is filtering out the entire thing, right? So if I select coffee, so if for coffee, these are the best selling products, and coffee, how it is performing on average sales, what are the total sales for coffee, and the daily trends, entire dashboard will be displayed and filtered for coffee, whichever we are selecting that is the product category, right? So in this way, we can slice and dice the data based on different filters, whichever we are using. And so this has been found. Let's see what happened over here. Will increase the size. Okay, perfect. So now this was the entire report, guys, and I hope you have liked this. So here one more image has been remained to add. So I'll just go in insert and go to image. That is the coffee cup. You can add it over here. So you can take it from, you can download it from Google, anywhere you can find it. So I'll use this coffee cup and I will add it onto here. Perfect. Okay. So now this was the entire dashboard which we created. I hope you have learned so many things from this. And so if you, have enhanced your knowledge just for an motivation, go ahead and like this particular video, subscribe my channel. And so it is free for you. You just have to click those two buttons, take 2 seconds to do that. But it will give me a motivation to bring such nice project in front of you, and just build this for you, and you will be learning from this, right? So I will see you in the next video again, and so just keep learning, keep practicing Power BI and DAX calculation. So see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.